president and the president is the sole prerogative of appointing MMDCs for the Republic of Ghana. Now, a president before about 2020, na president Elisuade Hunune Nsusie ne se nkebe ya satumi na Ghana for the ashe ne nsa no enkono e de ma Ghana for back na Ghana for atumi ahwekwan befa so a yeto aba na yeyi ye MMDCs Ghana for dodo na ye kire adwen in the process and ekoba as a consensus but especially from the NDC side there president say was suspend sa process no enti ene send article 2431 kind president and a to me no eshetnensa na ubeka January na president edi to dwa say MMDCs I wo ho CCA wonko so a entna dia wote enhwe akire ekosi ebre a yebeyi MMDCs foforo na wabehwe various municipal, metropolitan and district assemblies I wo Ghana. Na free January bana na Ghana for bi ehwe ni mu se abreben de benya MMDCs president and the party employing fortuna say osusu say e was say broader consultation at the regional level almost set a regional vetting committee free one about national level recommendations from the region about national owie won jumadi odokoto president enim Ghana for apim no abono a ebesi sabria yehwe se hwan ede paw no na wabeye MMDC ewo baby kra ewo se woba ubeka ya bosumi we ya yesim sometime in the 5th of September president egba pro a okupiem ewo second takrade a yebisa ne sa kwese the president kan ye ene se ye pa obi na wabeye DC ewo mpeso aso baabi ebehia se ebeye broader consultation so that nipa na yebe pa no ebeye obi a obeye their friend say oye fit for purpose nipa no ewo competence nipa no ewo political suitability and then their ekeka ho. So who gets what, when and how said you'll be defined politics and as some as CA eda Ghana as a president ambiyan ntie say listen no are you ready wabo actually e their comma minister or in charge of local governments honorable Damboche Kwaku Damboche then no and ye hwe ni mu say enne memene ochina a ye kwasie dey kianeke ye Ghana for ebehu won a president apa won say wo meye panyimfo a wo beda various metropolitan municipal and district assembly no ano of course ansa na ye be finalists no be babontin kra no agitations ashase ewo empaso so a ebisusu say din a wotie no enye ne kwan so ano na nwumbre yatra se ewo democracy jumadie so ewo Kessben ye be discuss ya baba mu ne abobo ato adwen se ache se encheye se eba da ben se hwan ne ye de ne ba enkamfu ya no sunsun so ewo edema ye district assembly system at saying ye development at the various districts at saying and ye koye nim no ye susuye no ene saying adwenkyere no eye den enti anwumbre onso adwenkyere onsusuye ene wasambisa on this issue o send ediba na ya toto adwen e de afasa all important issue of appointment of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives. And 18th of September 2021. Na 18th na edano eba wi ya no chese sabri abo enonson apa ho sima du miensa. Na mekayo se wanuguso awutie democracy jumadie so enkranhye ba kwa mede ma enwumbre ene se never regret a day in your life. Me ma wo ba mu da biara da ebra woti ase e wa brabo awobo de tie die good days give happiness, bad days give us experience, the worst days give us lessons, and the best days give us memories. That is the more reason why you should enjoy that you are alive today, because enye depend na and anya say it, be happy that you are alive. Don't worry, be happy. Bemo akwaba bi edeba jumadi.
Lawyer, thank you.
Medinga de Ohene Gyan. Lawyer, thank you, and I will say thank you to Enyumbre. Yeni mpanyimfo ati true 9 and yebetsna studios na yedi juma. Enyumbre lawyer Dominic Brenya Ochre. Oha is a private legal practitioner. Oha Enyumbre, he is a political analyst, a social activist, not in the sense of some activists, but be or done in my house, training my home. It's okay to be a social activist and a kofa semaba. Not any positive one. And you bring wajina ewa. Lawyer, memo akwaba. Na mbom to say. Ma no so kakrama me.
Yeah, or the chair. Good.
The busia for no ye dey.
Amiado, be a hoye.
Okay. Now, me had this month, chuma see into a political activist. Activists in the good sense of activists. Ha enyumre. Me dia, wajo.
Me jusu me a lawyer.
Na mbom to say.
Jana daruma no mpaibo. Yetiase. Rebecca achia bade muye.
But you're looking fresh.
Well, adum binti ena egusu pimpo yenim. I say adiachi amoje die fusani wo mudie. Fresh ana obeye. That was why fresh yeah.
And then make us me sensia.
Oh, Samu. Anyway.
Lawyer, thank you.
Political philosopher be and the kind or say man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. Now the chains are the laws. Laws no say that ye be war. Kwanya ye be faswa ye be nyensen wo. Kwanya ye be faswa ye be war, baby cry ye be war. Ya wo no the rights and privileges are wo. Any se ubebo bra school a ubeko exams a ubetro ubenyi ejuma a ubeye taxes a ubetua aware a ubeware uwo nkra mpa awuo no public administration follow you. Go wo estate kra no laws and I dey administer our estate. So till time I be wo to say ubewu uwo achimpo the law will follow you. Enunti enyumbre ya yatna si na yehwese the people I wo Guinea see won tibia and one political situation saying NIT because of near SC ewo recently and ye behwe na yama quick commentary on that. But then son and lawyer Brenya de na why private legal practitioner emfie emako 14 years man ye kwi nyameni ya diniye the Jubilee class 14 years October yetwa okay, so back conference for the first time no ye mu bi ehwe akire yentumi ankobi bibinti wonso so menim say utumi koya because afi bia me no na ekro we ye virtual okay the virtual no so dey accept beba virtual no so dey accept beba but Sunday ekosi bia there was a successful conference na ye senior is 25 years also at the bar lawyer yawo achampon buafo ono say the immediate past secretary of the bar say ono the president elect of the Ghana Bar Association and the lawyer ya buafo ene wona ya power as the new executives I be ba nanim sabri nyina ye bom abaso ye mamo enkranhye say ye bekoso a supporto mo na hyehyɛ pa mo wo ene mo ni suade hunu wetimi e de aba na ba no nsoso watimi atumpon akọ senia ye penalty ye bom abaso na de kopie free ho ene said president afibi ene na koba conference afi okopie ho no wakoto bomba bo yen o se yentua tax na eno no nya de aiboa Enti quickly on the sea this year back on ya na kofa a team and the buy ya team a ye hwe kwan be fa so a eto a ye gigie no ebetimi akona nim na aboa na o my Ghana adi ye na no e na president say mokra mpo to na moka ho asem no eba ne tua na mososo kakra ekoma mo enu twa boy. This year's bar conference issues about tax payment and avoidance, evasion, and brief comments on that one.
Yeah, me that's it. Now, President, so lawyer kesiye pa kukudam.
Kunini pa.
Now, they no can say lawyers in tier tax. Ne biya no so tama or private practice no. And the tax tier mu no. Biya okasa from experience. You but and them so lawyer or yeah juma pa ma company. Eje ne fees through the bank they be any tabletop so akoye
bail application
bi na waji tabletop moonlighting akoye bibi kakra bi a obi abro body a in fact before say client no betu aka no what is 7% withholding tax in fact who tuan in advance enti say lawyers pass in tax there yetua na adaka kakra ye me say attorney general say lawyers cars akesia omo kan ne maybe omo high end areas are omo tran here no and they want to be fine here obi here it may be send pan income or try the tax away but he was able to make so much to acquire those things and I wouldn't impress be alone on the acquire so the mere fact na ya me dey say Dr. Ali Nachia a man lecture on the team no conference team no can say you cannot judge someone on the basis of his appearance in terms of taxation.
Yeah.
The lawyers and the professionals in Ghana there, I don't think say into tax. Yetua. Say be a obi a try means within the law to avoid tax. That is permissible under the law. And in fact, I disagree with President Asamoah about say tax near you. They should check us. Now say GRA for letter. No especially when you sue them. Quickly they will write to you. Tax returns. The office, Obia, even people were asked to file their tax returns. And they do it. And this you should not bunch all of us together and say we are lawyers and as a professional. In every society, no.
There's about 60,000 professionals.
Yes.
Accountants, lawyers, architects
surveyors,
and all the surveyors, records, free GRA, doctors, records, free GRA. And a president edi ye nyina so ka sa asem no say o hwe records na e wo na GRA for records so suggest say professional do we ya no eni kwaya e fa so e wo say e di tua e taxes e ndi so ye
well my statistics be to back his assertion nti I disagree so I dey okay so be o ye hwe mu no mu do say but just say professional by 60,000 muntia na very soon you have
a friendly call from GRA.
In fact, we are ready, and then
they've been calling anyway.
Okay, yes, and they have been calling. My Kaisa mean say firm B, almost tax, almost delay, almost penalty, almost TI. It's not wholly accurate, but I think I say
ebisu or how won't
yes, exactly. If you be a means, that's my brief
comment. But GRA so they can do better. And now tax, the aspect of convenience. Me who said now Omar in banks, you can even pay through Momo and all that because of this interoperability and other things. Yes. But engagements and so whom be here say continue to engage with these professionals to see how best payments between our senior. Okay. Maybe beside Desmond because obviously Desmond will be biased against us. So I won't ask him because maybe so I because I am lawyers and I'm to I say it because those who are working with Attorney General's department yet at source. The answer no kwati abeba near the kind at it one. And I want to saw our Juma with as in-house lawyers for all the corporations and entities. Ubia our Juma our public sector as a lawyer biano yetin a tax no at source. Then once to saw our Juma Emma companies, retainers and all that, and also tax no is deducted. And then you might also be our way and before you be paid. we na source. And after all this, no, still now you are supposed to file your tax returns and any account. So that is it. But then son and beba hokra main court lawyer on quickly on this one. Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah suggestion say beya and kayen tie renewal of solicitor's license to payment evidence of payment of tax. View on that one.
I think in a way it's working. So assuming say we set up your chambers, you are supposed to register with GRA, register with for VAT and all those. In a way, it's already being operated in the private, especially private firms and new. And now, so I got even renew license at least as of by force. Also, bad dues.
You must be good standing.
Remember in good standing. It's already
but
there.
But person no be say being in good standing, no, you must show there must be clear evidence. A crowd say, but you have a tax before your license will be renewed.
It's what you declare. Yeah, what private practice say in my firm. Even commission cry no a better VAT and say at commission tax on your commissions and the amount. Until apart from say on my term, yes, we are source. If you work in a proper established firm, you pay tax as all the lawyers in the state institutions and any other employee in Ghana. But I don't have a problem with that because we are doing it.
But that will be backed by law, unless maybe you want to enact a law.
Exactly. But by practice and by good conscience, and we can do it. Say, being some cover 10 bars. Say, why are you file suit here? Supreme Court striking it down because we are denying people the right to justice. So when one need 10, you can't file a suit, and that was struck out. Just as you said, it might be backed by law, but we can practice it.
This one, why so can be there? Quickly on this one.
Kakra me de be kan say mfitiase no me kan no nedi kan ma minchia na minchia lawyer ene wahwefo ne wetifo nyina ene obi bia o chen wo aba fufidi aba Facebook tax de ho hia na as to what informed the decision say obebo mamane say mo tax ho tua me say lawyers mo tax ho tua no eye pa no ebia na wa hu bibi say empempi no obehwe na ebia say company na fa tax na or tew na ma say wa wo ye frɛ bibi kpakpakpa wo ye bibi sa na ebia na tax ni ye den enko your man so say ye hia sika enti ntutuso dudu bia ho hia enti say ba ne sa na me dem feel say nka ne kwan aso no enti mema ne ha mo mbɔ mo ho modern na kakra bia mbenya bia no montimu ntutuso dudu 10% na je say mo fanto futo no magana
enye bad idea. Okay, so me wo we there answer na be kwadwo me bisa de course wo Guinea quickly your quick comments on happenings in Guinea.
Well Guinea in semsem a course you lawyer what na chiri na ubisa ho say anso eden na informing military say overthrow regime ewo ho ya. I will ask you say and I say make say a hardship when you say you will be a can say when the people the basic needs of the people are denied, frustration, aggression sets in, and when it sets in, anything is possible. And the slightest trigger be a baby biano, a bit to me the same baby ahead akoba. So we share Niema koso ewo Guinea. Na u follow Guinea political landscape. Any Guinea semsema na ubisa who say and so the course no enya ade anka eba na because everything point to say ade ebetumi asi and indeed asi na hwe nipa nso a o lead ade no mani si ye onipa ogina president na ngaza echi o no lead ma ade ni si that should tell you say ade na course na ngasa no na se dio asema mene obia na prekope wase ne de ma bre ma mean take action na de opese o ye ne. And you could realize say ade see apart from say yankasa ECOWAS for a ye condemn ne AU ne nasifo e condemn no, the people themselves in the country, they feel say nothing, they don't see anything wrong with it. Because if you listen to all the commentaries going on in their own country, everything seems to say they are okay with it. And it is a ECOWAS and she share mpoa omo person omo de ma country no. They don't seem to even be happy with it. Because omo nim say near the kind omo munanga so omo to borders mu dada. Omo team ni omo adwen say they are ready for it. And you know, for them to come into a conclusion and say yeah kwako sanche mu, the people in the kronumo hankasa no, they are all out for it. Because who tie commentary e koso kromu ha already nkrofo taking over no. Nkrofo bi ane de omo to efiase omo yi and the people are happy. And they are even saying say they have given themselves a year to hand over. Send a beya ombeko, you know, democratic rule. Na bibia kono kwan. Enti for me, I think say the ECOWAS anye eha me say omo tena ase eye ahwehan. Say ye ka ahwehan a wa onim say papa yi tisui ni tenure of office etwam because wako first one wako second one aka kakra me kwako ye elections mahwe ama what me akọ change constitution
so boduam kakra bi mame mesan aba na ya twetwe enkomo ebiem. Okay, me call line so na ye ne Dr. Odro Sai entwetwe enkomo enwumre. Hello doc. Hello doc. Hello, doc. Hello. Hello, doc. Democracy Jumadie ena wason egusu awutie enwumbre ewo Kessben television on Kessben radio sa enso na wo hwe yen live ewo Facebook na wo san ye tie ewo 93.3 92.9. Okay, Dr. Odro sign yensa kana yebe sign de no abana etwetwe enkomo. Okay, that's mom.
Lawyer, they na make can say me de infumso kese no me de bebo ECOWAS impanyifo. For me, I think say ECOWAS ikunu kra, we need to dissolve it. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yes. I think say ECOWAS as a kunu, we need to dissolve it because look, what are ECOWAS members enjoying?
No, but see, I see ECOWAS passport. ECOWAS here try say you be kan one boom. They are block back one.
They've written ECOWAS on it. For Drew Togo, na say you be mo chuma. Do seme border. Na say you be mo di card na chuma. Meanwhile, you throw ECOWAS card. And bisa who say ECOWAS trade in some way ekosu. What is happening? And so for me, as ECOWAS as a kuona ewo hono, I see it say aba.
No, but as economic block, block. You can near my bobby here. Ebe boy.
You can the ben ye can say ye baby di one currency. Okay, say Oma Baba Yahu meeting ewo in Krumha about 3 years ago. Up to now, almost promise here by 2020.
Okay. Let's see about Mame Koda Mene Dr. Odro Sai and Chichi and Komo Enumer. Hello, Doc.
Hello.
Doc Memoajo. Nabacho Pom to say. I'll buy the ad of your home, pa. Doc, and you braid a jet wajinche a appointments of MMDCs. Ewo Ghana mekai pa se embre bi atwam na president ensusuye ene se na nka yenye nhyehyeye a yɛbɛsesa constitution na nka ama Ghanafoɔ akwanya na nka yɛn yɛato aba ɛyɛ MMDCs oboa saa dwumadie paa na ɛkɔduru baabi no yɛntumi ambuild consensus nti na ɛwɔ sɛ yɛka hyɛ nti yɛka hyɛ yei no saa bere no president tumi no ɛda ho ɛwɔ ne nsam na ɛfiri abere a yɛto aba wie Ghanafoɔ ahwɛ anim a sɛ president ɛbɛpaw MMDCs na wakɔhwɛ akyire ɛwɔ various metropolitan municipal and district assemblies akyɛ abɛsi September yɛwɔ msisiɛ yɛnya ne nteɛ sɛ ebi ɔkyena nyankopɔn nyɛ adom a honorable Dambotwe minister for local government ɛde bɛto dwa but yɛnhwɛ sɛ ne kyɛ a akyɛ ɛne sɛ ɛba yi ɛne ɛho nsunsuansoɔ so ɛde bɛba sɛ yɛyi wei yɛmpɛ no agitation sɛ bɛba ɛne ne ɛkeka ho wakwedare ɛwɔ local government yi na yɛngye wadwenkyerɛ anwummere
yo mame fa akonya so nchia watifuo nyina na me mo maba so na say asɛm a mode abeto mama so aye di ho aboboi asɛm a ehu hia pa na say Ghana ni bia no ati local government na yɛka men you know MMDC you know you bia ogina aban anem ya dodo no aye o magen say or representative of the president uhwe article 243 chief executive no or chief representative of the central government. Na omampeni na constitution no edit to me asha ne say only safo no in consultation with opinion leaders and the traditional authorities. Na mrepi no eyala nipa dodo no no apply for that position no. Na near person Ghana for any ebia MPP ekitafo nyina chi ase say nipa na oba no one nipa ba ko pe na omampeni ebetimi eyi no. Afei nso omampeni yi no wie a assembly bia no ewo akwanya say wo mo beye general assembly meeting to confirm that person na no I was a 2/3 majority na confirm no nti mesre say ade no there be akodu bia no without MMDC no assemblies no good governance entimi emba so MMDC is the office here and they are acting then na yamwa na local government no NCP say omampeni no ebodi no a ma wenchi bia ma isa say obi bia obeye fan gidi say embrano any obedi say ne setie isa the constitution no or the 2 million no asha omanpenisa eni obi ansem and no no wo hu akwanya otimi hu say asomasi ana say bi obenti no obetimi agina ho ama central government nipa mienu ntimi nya DC ma na nye yi nipa miensa ntimi nya DC ma na ye yi obakofo de betimi nipa na obenya no ye nyina yemfa ya ho ode nyansa ene yenim die entai nechi domfa impuntu nyuma mom embra sa efutuo no ana mede be ma Ghana fo
doc mimbi so cha eche no ewo ensunsanso bi ewo the functions and I say the role as dwumadie sonko ewo say ye district assembly ni yetumi edi edeboa wona wo sa empeso anu so
cha no de means just as a district assembly ni nyuma die no me hu ensunsanso titiriu bia ebenya wo so as I said assembly na ewo ho no DC you know enye ono na assign check na assembly na nyeska dia ye dwuma assembly no check you know nipa mienu na sign coordinating director and finance officers and a sign checks you know that nipa mienu nyina so local government service staff one more at post or more year dwuma it is a Kessben assembly ni hia dia ye dwuma with or without DC you know omo betimi except to say DC you know na you obi or authorize and also approve warrant na o ma ko yi sika no ne eto aso mienu so no assembly bia or development plan assembly no approve one more for 2021 and also one more implementing into with or without this is no development plan also ebetimi akoso assembly bia so the composite budget and assembly now approve one more dada and also one more implementing and this is in the say what this year all acting which is say it's any for kase bia na empo no ebenya so bia so ebenya ne say aban call the second term no ebia ne so ade hunu no na assemblies na say one more mention ni mo no enhye den hoye as I said DC is no more ho no one year DC is or appointee o mo time no go the first term no In the second term, no, for the manifesto by it. In the second term manifesto, no, and then this was the and no, and a nipa na woman's name, no, one will share that in ye. As I say, only DCE. Apart from that, the assembly, now, you may, say day to day administration, say, you be say, you be implementing development programs, say, you be spend budget, say, you be audit in the year. Egusu air possible. As I say, nipa a teacher mu what's a woman sign check no more. Assembly no so general assembly so function and as a presiding members and so on. In the general administration of the assembly with or without these issues, as Mijidi said, the new say I to see the breeze.
Enyumbre yene Dr. Eric Odro Osai, who is a Ghanaian local governance expert, is a lawyer, legal practitioner, and a chartered accountant. He is the Director General Internal Audit Agency, Republic of Ghana. Yene no etwitwe nkomo enyumbre yaje na dwenkyerɛ ɛwɔ appointment of MMDCs. Doc ansana yeno ebewie no na yensha enyumbre impo se wobɛhwɛ a ahyɛaseɛ ɛwɔ enkrane other areas. Listen officially Emma abɔnten no din a nkrofo susu sɛ wateɛ sɛ yɛsesa wɔn baabi ɛne ade nkrofo ahyɛaseɛ mpo destroy nneɛma a wɔyɛ NPP party faithfuls anaasɛ supporters. So ɔhwɛ mbrɛ a adie ɛne processes a afiwei no yɛsɛtee no say yɛbɛyɛ vetting at the regional level. If you want to so eba at the national level, more scrutinize the list and our recommendations are based on the recommendations president ASR appointment. So agitations here asha see ebe signal ben and a deba.
You agitation is not sure see about no yes or basis. Now obi bia obey no mesre approach for any bamboo for the omni send the city. As I say, a man penny and for Catabia emetu abontain. Minister for local government empire Catabia metu abontain said, which you know now man penny and them say, when you said the assumasi and as of maintain, say Ogosi abaya name as MMDC. In the South one, one year said the Oma Shansi near my Ayana on person disturbing the peace of the country. Mesre approach for any bamboo for said, one the South one in this, and that's only in Asubia. Yet also me no. Mesre Ghana for say to me no the obey MMDC in Esho Mampeni. Omampeni EBM region at the regional level, regional interviews. I'm a national level so or team, I'm a team also a second stage of interviews. And yet I buy when one yes and buy a became Kujina, that be no more interview stages one more the elect MMDCs and as somebody appoint MMDCs. Them say where the anonia or my penny obiemu amobia who near Bibia Echo. Empono National Committee any recommendation from my penny. Or my penny will acquaint say or no so HME. And as the Nippon representing central government. Recommendation and national team no dia command no. Chinchinia and binding on my penny say National Committee ni dia by no yintum. Usha ye local governance mremwa. Omampeni who quite say unconsulted traditional authorities and opinion leaders and interest groups. International level no this class and the Omampeni. Oh, I couldn't say obesa just anyo many now. It's all be area near no person or representing central government. We should respect that power and that decision of the president. Let's say Ghana for me open on the way in January. I don't just say Nipo Omampeni the amount would be near Jumano. As I said, Nipa na near Juma. Why they affect you? I affect your man penny number more. But I was a Ghana for said the next 4 years. Obey A, B, C, D. It's your nona or person unya a pamphua on between your buano. No, I yes, I dear no. No, I didn't wash for the Amaganians. It's a mess Ghana for say, Ajubreo. Or Bakufo, no man penny bet me, you know, and the Ama mention the Bia. Or be a man penny, you know, Ama Ghana for no. Then you to Musa, then we have tiny panachi for the next 4 years. Not offer in Puntunuma Embra. Come on, we have to do 7 more we should tie in your mano. We did say, and the papa, 1 moon yai. As I saw Mampeni crowd for at least on my house. nti ɔmo ne nyinasoɔ biara ɛma ɔmo akwan no sɛ ɔmo yɛ saa deɛ no ɛmpo no ɔde bampo a ɔmo ne nyinasoɔ ɛsiane sɛ ɔmampanin na constitution de tumi hyɛ ɔmo sa mɛsrɛ bambɔfoɔ sɛ ɔmo mpagya ban bom na obi bia ɔbɛyɛ saa deɛ no ɔmo ne no nni sɛ deɛ mmara no si teɛ.
Dr. Odro Eric Odro sign enumbre yebeda ase.
Aseda ɛyɛ nyamedia na masenso sɛ madwen Ghana na da bia rubobo nsɛm a ɛbɛma ɔman no akɔ n'anim.
Me answer na because member wa so in fact this year Internal Audit Agency a program na ba so International Conference Center no in fact afutu a wo de ma ye ene nkranhye sem a wo kan ho na ya de esombo pa eye me bo aba so.
Me da se ɛyɛ adwuma de ama ɔman Ghana ne Awurade ɛpa ɛbɔ sɛ nyame bɛrɛ ahoɔden nyansa ne nimdeɛ ne yɛtumi apɛgyam na afɛsɛsɛ no kata ahyehyɛ ne prɔyɛ no yama ɛso ate koraa.
Okay, so Dr. Eric Odro Osai ene no atwetwe nkomo ewo tetefu so anase telephone so a wakyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm ɛde amaye nanansana no na Desmond Chumasi into enana no guso a okasa Desmond ma one so on this one am kokoyo.
Yeah, and the na me can say for me I think say the leadership of ECOWAS have no business in Guinea. I don't see why they should be in Guinea. In the first
place, say tio. Saturday we aye yare bia. Yesu hu say ja ato o neighbor na bodwima na wasenso esi odi ho. Saturday we embre bia twam. Na infectious esi one African country, but na si another African country na etreko. Enti say eba ne say ko asanke kan ho a the likelihood say ebe extend ako other areas.
Lawyer, the truth of the matter is you in Kron na sabi omu leaders no try to change the constitution to you know to go their way. Enti Kroa omu democracy ekotin no uhu say is you Ghana ha sabi yenim say mfie 9 we have to go back to the pools after mfie 9 bia yekoto aba omo ho French countries ni kra de nke mfie nu nti wako first 10 years first 5 years second 5 years 10 years wasan ko hye baabi kokuo mu akwa sesa nkrata mu say mensan ko na ECOWAS leaders no mo wahi meanwhile no omo nim pefe say proud to elections when we are in election year 6 months to election you need not to change anything with regards to elections materials. But then see he was able to find his way, change the constitution. All along, they were sitting down. What were they doing? Any ECOWAS chairman, ECOWAS president. We were having them. You see, the point is, Mali, the same thing happened. Enti se Mali diaba na matna mafromo aba Ghana aba ka BBC ya chomo. Omo ka wie 1 year kura ndu yo. Papa yi sometimes I don't understand African leaders. Shwemfia wedi o 83 solid years. Me dey be America who did 70 years as I say wotena abra na ase ekwape for ye ka abra na ase a faranda na woni wona no mudi agro na omububu moyerema. But in Africa obi at 17
African US president were this
Massa, how many times
now US president were this
how many times we US president or to say African president were the 18 and above
they are yekoso any one
odi
the beast na or trot I will show the strength
presidents ni bi ho kro say bi omukita walking stick and still Cameroon president What they will not say anything. Oh, dear ma, obi infectio so to Ohene Gyan say, oh, ECOWAS leaders wo. And then America say, me, I only see it on paper.
Okay.
And when things happen, no mu dimirika. Yam koye bibi na yemu say ayano kre ECOWAS. EU. Look at how they are united. Is that how African Union or ECOWAS is? African Union already countries be free. Yanka say edi Ghana kra no ye celebrate African Union kra say yanka hu biom. So are we
we observe it. You commemorate it as a day.
Me ade no de enko yi a meka. You understand? Matna say muhu say ade ya papa yi ebetumi di mfunso bi aba matena se aya hwe han because mu nyina mo of the same age nti kona kotwa so then at the end of the day no waba be fe na waba wo ba be boy ka say me san akɔno makoye mediation bra ukrom kura eja wa ha o
oka ha watara na
omu nyina so mkrom eja dere wo watara na president ya president na nado o makɔ ho nyina no ye krom ha se ye ho ntɔ yen sai ana ye ho atɔ yen
But so we ECOWAS ami nye se
masa me fa form ko Nigeria mene na meka ekuo bi hu political parties West African Political Parties Association and yes ye conference satam na me any Dr. Henry Danlati he decided say we will drive and go to Nigeria so that at least on our way we can be able to explore and find things for ourselves. Master, when we were able to cross Lomé. When we got to Nigeria, we have to park our car. Just with all the protocol, see, that is their country. If you are ECOWAS is in your country. This is my country. So you have to abide by the laws now. If you don't have what it is to enter with your car, you better park. And you know the amount they were charging us before we can enter with our car? Over $5,000.
Hey.
Yes, before we can enter. And you know, say, who feel say ECOWAS, I'm say free movement. Where's the movement? You get to a border, you have to spend over an hour before you can just go through. 24 bre, omo ba omo niema, debia, yes. Who can say be a free movement? Who drew on you are able to pass. Okay. You one free movement, goods and services, and come free.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what crown to me.
Okay.
They don't have any business.
Free movement. Was it what movement? Movement of Ja people. ECOWAS culture will say they stretch them neck across the fences just to see the Rastaman. Yeah, oh yo. Maybe go you I lawyer mention adventure on this issue. Lawyer.
Yo, yeah. The course will begin no and set and traggy. In fact, say Ohra Bakasam and ne so jamamu ku I see ya. If you say anybody in the rightful sense will not in any way justify no matter the circumstances. Because say I'm rea ye bomb amukrum for a bojo mosono. Ain't ni wusu minsia ye bete omonka see twama emma wo street him say they be see Ghana na ye justify na ne ye hu bi pen ye ka say president change the constitution ni ade and sem fata but man na to aba e change constitution no nti timamfo na ye hwe han e ye du fripe sometimes be bia de kakra be die nti ye krom ha obi timi koto aba because of t-shirt. You come obi 20 cities ko to aba no aton ne shebre
o si 20 cities baby ya 5 cities
strong no ato aba ma obi on consider say
5 cities in the matches box
on consider the nipa ne ba obeye ne daachen whatever do be di ne nko.
No, but kojo see kind of say we fair to those people because me makoba bia obi wo ho beyond 1 city kokoro no say beyond the 1 city na ye kokoro no woman more than the 1 city 2 cities na ye no because 1 city or you used to the 1 city na to the point say woman 2 cities something else na kwa 5 cities there so andi pana ya state na mana kwati biama to the extent so I appreciate it so much 1 city e won life no. So we brand 5 cities no to Obama na won be 5 cities.
Yeah.
What they talk about doing kati o.
Yeah, jitum say ye wo mobrohufo, ye wo hiafo e wo man mu. Anything na say be aban e di lipu ban. Nye nipa nyina nya. Bi kra na say me say na ye say enko. But and no should not be a justification on the basis say in science no. But over na especially illiteracy no doors. Tom na ya o mo chusu ye leaders ma ye. To say because you heard that as consideration kwa yanko yanim.
How about parliament ayana a hona see a best constitution pempi no hona yana almost shas even before almost to medu baby answer referendum po beba yen so no. If South Africa you see and build strong democratic structures and our institutions means I will see a robust parliament. Our parliament makes me a bold, I can say. Your constitution na cry no enya ade ayes san or ama a president another term. But where you have a situation party no out so na president no majority parliament obenya ni 2 terms ebe endorse sa ade na ebe man the abankrofo they succumb to it and they by parliament is also suspended.
Yes.
Any failure of structures eye fapem ema democracy no and the way ba.
There's no dispute about failure of institutions. Institutions now sank checks on the others for against SSS no. Omudi ehwamo. No correct. Inti gini die president no wanye ni ye. In fact, anura me who said President Ouattara ne Nanado, the president a call gini no na me fi say this an insult. Why you be?
Insult say in whose part
on Ouattara.
Okay.
Say you are not with clean hands. Wo bra ya ema ekonkrampo ansa wonya kwan abedi o man so wako ezada wo ba ya wasesa no ekwa 3 times na so obi eye bi na yetu na wo na wokwaka. In fact, they will not succeed with this. But in no way should we justify kuna abaso again no matter what. We should not. But I think say the employee for can be
now body for the body for the na buy say good like Jonathan or born a dressing or born a year but we shall report or the free whereby he's not making any serious inroads into Adina.
You make because the examples not around are not encouraging. Na nipa na aya na omo di anim no so no eni nipa bi asabe ana omo ho te bebre omo akono eya asabe say diplomacy no mkwa a omo tumi aye akokama asankofo adwene say we because we summit omo yesterday then summit omo ye no achi nipa atu aban bi omo suspend the constitution parliament ade omo suspend the court judicial system no and yen suspend it woman is 6 months so on restore constitutional rule. How can that be possible? It can't be possible. So time on metro constitution for because immediately some guys restore constitution there and then every institution there say be samba to also much for they have to take time, write it, go for referendum, whatever that there is to adopt it, answer political parties and so I organize it and say to aba is that no omuni electoral commission electoral commission only na they will go with the constitution now set them up. I think say ECOWAS we can't throw away the baby with the bathwater, but diplomacy should be strengthened. Na omo enhwe omo niema ye. Na omo mpe omo a sabi omo akono. Omo te, omo krom. Omo angasa no omo ya above board. Na nye obi a wo ho keka wa okromfo sabi me ne atwa sika say dadam.
Kwajo nye obi a na ye ready say obeko saa ade nanimo because saa omo yeku no saa wie na omo te ho na o yaka especially when before obeko no watena wa keka watoto ayampia bi akeka nsem bi so wan we na ukọ ho no omo bufu a
in fact I'm saying
obetimi across omo
president kwani you nti me who say president o na me yam say kakra so yeah, but who you bold so mutumi call you. Na me sure say.
But next time yeah president on two.
Foreign minister for once or more you know summit no extraordinary summit. Foreign minister mo call and some omoba summit no. What the matic akra say tell my president Alpha Conde or yen no behind the scenes and they were talking to them but only in paying for no so thing.
That should it be just talking kwajo.
Only one said that Michael was like some you can't go interfere in the internal affairs of another country. So it's just international diplomacy. You can't come out to condemn your fellow president. And then I was the interquan and town about one time. My son and I want to be my out and back. But almost one day, Madame Vican was say, depending on it. So when you say the bank, so what if some of them babu, we are not 10 years in a set. Alpha Conde, who baby I was say.
Onu kra mo de ne ko hwede we a ne shirt ye dwidwiri batem na olumai wa ye yi a
omo mfa nye esuasem to be aba power ede ma say president Kofo can power can trick you nti see how we woni mu a nka was or retire honorably no ko see ahwe ogo ani mu ase wa say bibia kakra we wa pa ade a na wo pe we ase after 80 years enya papa but if you say other countries ni nyina no yenya suahu bi wom na yetoto ye niema yie se de be ya niema bone sa no ensisi na ku pa de etwe oman kwa akiri ese niema etitie nipa fa ho die so so.
Lawyer, thank you.
You know see my young condemn answer na you we are into your presidency no
me condemn I don't support coup, but the fact is say utumi ahwe han etnasi na want me said the o kaze o man to me ambon kokosa de ya wo ye jai almost would bet me asanction say wo yes ade na diplomacy bia we bia goods and services bia say free hoba you be cut ties with some of this bet me aye ama diplomacy no agoye but man ye ade na ji bumawie no efe na mo fufufu plane ze frefre say mo calm down I just say
eboyeka
so that's we nya ka.
Well, let's hope sir said Thomas Hobbes years ago, okay, in his Leviathan, no, sir, where the states, the sovereign, as in Rebecca said, the presidency, and I said the way, no, when that breaks, when the sovereign no, it's not there, you enter into the realm of a state of a nature, and when you are in that state of a nature, description of the mind is very interesting. The life of man becomes poor, solitary, nasty, brutish, and short. Let's hope, say, that situation in Drew Hinrianoma or more Guinea. Because when you say Guinea, about Africa, the whole of Africa, iron ore, iron steel, anyway, what the highest exporters are deposited. The basa, meka yanuma meka China for no more interest. And the tete kwan no opportunity bi ba se pe no mo bo rem medical rem na ye yi kakra bi pe na consolidation na eba na eba sa ya na ehadwen. Let's hope for the na yembre fi yenzi efi asem ewo Ghana, and yenzi efi asem na we'll be looking at the issue of appointment of MMDCs na yehwe den sunsan so a enya ede emai. Now, Lord, I'm sure say in free home. Between a time you saw the president in any time ye pow MMDCs a babonti. I'm for a say a chedodo because in his first term, Mkrampuna na only kind and test system no crowd by no and Chebia and Utimi appointing MMDCs. But the situation where we're trying the first term, now the second term we are in the last quarter, you see September, in the middle of September, still waiting for MMDCs. Of course, or no senior quarter cradiana or can say process winning idea. I shut up a pretty home PHS. Oh yes, I did, and I also say Nipana. You better recommend them. I will be so omo ye fit for political purpose. Omo the requisite competence. Omo politically suitable and all those things. And you know, say consultation, broader consultation, and all that. Eventually, no, in an so China. BNC the list will come out, but I'm saying a crown agitations. Ashazi.
Yeah, the editing of Mudia, say a jabo, a jayabidu, but for politics, we catch us say ache. To some part say corporate institution be, and there's a vacancy. Omegas will be active for all this for 8 months. Ache. Umum rebiaso. Minka nemra mu bebre because somebody say obi the court.
Honorable Dafia Mako,
yes,
that's Dafia Mako at the Supreme Court.
Yes, be enough be muti, but at least you been here, you say ye ko ye nimu no. But as for timing the you sure say Supreme Court bit me and regulate it at time. But I check and agitations are yet in a numania, and if you say a banana apparatus also. Because woman nipa expecting him a chebby expectations are high expectations, hopes. That's after dash pet. Obi a sabe not dream 1 year, obefa emulation in some normal senior man. Overtini a share offices near she baby. You whom be paying. Do baby it me appoint to be near question health insurance office, NI office near day. Inti omanya tactful, if you ask me. I think say Chana will so be brave districts and constituencies near. Because we'll be at Obama elected assemblyman or tenure of office. Our office say they are not tied to the president. To office say MMDC and I said the DC or wha Bibi or home between Kuhuna ama or to Honamon. Now your troll letter, chief of staff troll letter say active for president, but don't take any policy decision. To the first say or more I know on a sign check near in the minute, Dr. Nyajuni, because then why did the president add say don't take any policy decision? It means that if you are a substantive MC and I say DC, you can take some decisions that affect the street. So I disagree with that. Assemblyman be on your top of man, government appointed them for on the president echo. But on not promises be. Okay, DC was a I feel no. Why apply a interview? You appointed no. Usruni home. Into no who bonnet. Until be a uncle be a not no I see
but most of them no now show moi e bia slim pa nicely because a continue and paibo and we e bia for nice almost figure nice because every day you are just sitting on something waiting hoping say something will come up. And
I think say
and cry so that one for quite pa. So dear Konya
Uncle Fonso Jinko Fusikedi.
Of course.
Oh, contractors no move now. Book could do baby, I not be transaction one Jews go. Yako Bobusia. Say in anticipation so be dinner name. Uncle Canasa Mamma. Power brokers. But Ningina no, and who's so Sanko Fun go buy or better.
Now one by.
Then I cut. So, but say you can be a match. April, maybe no more can say. And once we are not your friends and agitation a baker to and you can say the air by. Got the meeting.
Now, okay, my friend on Tema Baby, maybe then we'll look at that issue because the first term, about term ultimately because we are campaign as a candidate. Obi a ye party chairman bia ewo constituency bia no wa show ne so say party no ebo modern na me ba nipa kro ye regional chairman no will become a regional minister unless say bia onye fit to be a regional minister. Obi a oye constituency chairman would then become the MC or DC in the area. I just say A, B, and only the requisite qualification. So the first time, no, ultimately, Obay, constituency chairman, any regional chairman, about 98% situations, and a regional ministers and DCs. Now, after 4 years, we call elections. Usha party no performance elections, and grow force to say. MMDCs no be a momodin omo anye juma baby or how many are for problems or many party for problems or many stakeholders problems e bi or arrogance when ya new car Nissan white one e bi kra no ankasa kra no or be we no ne privately say or on the car or them ye top petrol guma arrogance and then ye can so people have said say we would never buy a pen yes sano. Now, what's setting up a processor? You never saw it so. Omako regional, free regional, Omaba national. A B and through that process, no. It turns out that Sandy Paya and Crawford and Penny, and I recommend the CN sign Fanumbra. Then there's a challenge. Obi Oha, Wako Nanko Cope Abia a parliamentary way, and ye official say now you should apply to be the MC. Wa apply the group for here any mu say ono so so be consider we na sanda na be no at the base I must say decision making ayede e don't count.
Yeah, I no can but say the only can case na ma yi obi a obey MC DC obi a ochre ne amo ho sem bi ni mode mo answer ni o ma say ni pan na 8 months straight away because I appraise her. Trust me, president onim MCs e organ ha nyina eh local people no omo na recommend na no na ache no ye nkofo a power play power brokers we Ohene we di we call we say me ba we say me wo fa ase na omo ye na omo prince han nkofo na ma de na che no president dim obi a obi MC o mikro me yes was president wa che na nsam da before covid onim no obi na de ne ba enti say fine omo ye vetting ni ade but me feel say bibia no one cut that red tapeism na ma corruption ba once all my processes no higher long no na man call for find means ways and means to infiltrate and then do the and yama ni kwan so omo ye enti nipa na amon homodin a odin so amon homodin party no researchers wo omo nim say bia this MC unity ye lose this margin of vote in the last election to omo wa mbeboa nti yenyini free wa you don't waste time and na ehun nya say obey say bia we no one compositor yi announcement so bia region we say why na ko na omo e develop region sim ya ka echire e be a new regions afi no omo find omo fit. Yeah, I think that it hasn't helped.
Okay, I'll come back to you on this one. Lawyer Dominic Brinya Ochre, a private legal practitioner. We shall no assign it no our democracy Jumadi so our Kessben. Line no send ya whom one television no. Mame Boboma wants so I will TN our radio 0555 495031 0555 495031. O send message WhatsApp and I say ordinary message eba we back in camera we yourself and then and so at a Facebook live mom be send messages and so you back mema Kobe Mensa was NDC National Communication Team member member no Kobe Akwaba na boko de
nyame adum boko
enyimre susu na traffic instead than the chrome sao
traffic ko me ko yebi opampra me ba
okay
it's for na shefo fanche
akwaba okay beba host na everywhere but mabenko Desmond ho na menyina adwenche on this issue Desmond
lawyer what him say empempi no ya na ya create tension ema ye ho asomai say this MMDC is any DC is nenasifu list over the years aye bibia yete over the years aban ko or the list call out bisa who say aya a create tension to say the emira ye wumi ana it is because of the way ya niema to extend say I said this time around bibia no we want to do it in a fanfare way into doing that no now creating a whole lot of controversies. Look, say list here circulating ye munyina ye nia bobi so a ye hu recommendations are omo na say these are the recommendations in tia ye say ye fa we no say wo hwemu a it means say it is pure on party basis, pure on grassroots, purely on say nipano how has he performed for the party. And so if ube to me aye jumano na have never performed well for the party over the years but say ye my appointment na ye ba be based on that there, then I ask myself say aya na all inclusive na ye can away because say social list na obia ye can say we recommend this person no he's in touch with the grassroots that is if what is going to come out tomorrow is anything to write home about there, then I think say they are not doing us any good because Then what was the essence? He said, Obekache and say, you want us to vote. Because time I can't say a vote, you know. Now, other political parties, other players were willing to be part of it. And so, was it just a charade to tell the whole world, say, oh, yeah, buy, you know, yeah, to me, and now say, deep down, you were for it. Because, look, tension about Kromu 70% efi the ruling party. And 10% efi yang as Omai. And then the 20 is the supporters out there. And I say, Mrs. Supporters, power brokers, to say their lawyer king. We me wafa say fano, one fana, me kromu ho, ebeye BBC. But are we looking at say development, ebeba? And now say we are looking at the person who is going to be appointed. For me, I think say yeah, as on mind in so many things. At this present age, 21st century, we still sit down, wait for such a long period to appoint MMDCs, answer development akoso as on mind. Enti baby bebre ohonuma bibia ankoso. Meanwhile, no, mandate na the amount here 4 years. Inti say 1 year ashegu. 1 year ashegu. Meanwhile, no, you have promised to say these are the things you are going to do. And we will not be surprised to say and say because we were late in appointing MMDCs in Nasifonti, we have not been able to perform. But why should we accept that? Because one awubesha look, sad list way. When was the last time I would say, yeah, baby, appointee MMDCs in Nasifwa are yet so tense like this in the history of this country?
And on say ABA presidents ended in paying for actually broader consultation.
You see, lawyer. Sometimes speculations be her it may no credit. Sometimes hearsay be her ubehuna abetum. Yet me ko bobo yet we can say be a kotokobeshe 2-0. Yabe bobo we na kotokashe 2-0. Ya wo memu ha.
There be a coincidence.
Ya wo memu ha State of the Nation's address. A journalist was able to come out and say Omampenyi babe kika ABCD. Eko we a chain okikai. Your financial security, now how were you able to get all this? Enti niema amount for kika
Hassan Ayariga manifesto no refi hu ase.
Well, or the mama minja was.
But Oka football predictions, no, a football team be ana ewo be na omo any has that ana has will form. Has a shekotoko, has a shewe, omo has a baba for me modi. And omo ye obuko consulto a malam we say omo has match no malam omo pe score or here na osiu mo besha has 4-4. Ena enkrofo no say near odi animo no say papa hwade no me because team na ye ne omokobo no has of folk also na someone can in terms okay there me back or sign consult to Oracle now or say ne e be 2-1 and say form na ekura has no ye no ye anticipate say e be has 2-1 oh ye sure also 2-1 no there e be has 4 share mo 5-0.
Well, sometimes that is football prediction for you. But you
see, 5-5
you see, said na lawyer development ebeko soa sebi ejina the appointment of all these MMDC because ankranko na omodeda no president ni ho they have to take charge of those places. Send be ya development ebeko. Look, empeso bibiri wo hono ma niema bia no mo ye no over the years no I said a slow down but road construction buildings factories in asifo nyina ni nyina a slow down because only parko na say o take charge no quite say ontumi take firm decision because you see ginemu keke
but presidents and the work in and your person say there hasn't been any vacuum. And I would say Dr. Udru science so send na o chirimi ya. Ono so say even though pointy there hasn't been any vacuum, so to speak. So it should not affect development.
When people go to their offices, what do? They are causing financial loss to the state. And I can say, because kotra ejume bia nkoswa bosom so na otuaneka, is it not causing financial loss to the state? You see, the truth of this whole thing is that let's be realistic. It has become political. And the political dimension now, they have taken, or the ruling party have taken the country to know, Akodani say, I said, Nkrofoya, Modi Bay, are there people who are going to help some cause on the grounds? Let's be factual and say the truth. And that's how to hold on to all this. Because consultation is going on. Now, Eban is saying that my year interview more than 3 months. You are already in governance, and you're you're already in governance. What are you telling us? So you want to tell me, say, even for once, they are not competent enough to tell them, say, go ahead and do your work. After all said, lawyer, you can appoint some, and baby, I feel say, I say, question mark be you hold on to it. At the intina, yet to me fire DCEB in 2 or 3 days time near replacing. And what then they are entering. A captain of DCE or you're replacing before I ever call election. Where yet was will be. Yante South I say there are so many places you're replacing DCs, any MCs, but at the end of the day,
then we are isolated situations.
So you see, can you imagine? You see, so then party in a hold on
somewhere in Ashanti.
Yes, then party in a hold on to the list. If speculation going on out there, then we are not doing anything good to save this country. Because I quite say power play is going on.
Okay,
who is going to support my cause? That is what is happening.
Yeah, fair to president if you show say they are happy, because this is a man or from Nakuma say, look, to me now, local governance, Mr. say, I was say, and until 2 minutes, Modia Mame, Article 2431 of the Constitution. No, me pesa me Sunday mamwa nkasa Ghana for. Na mo amonko to banko yi, ya mo gidi ye se obeboa mo. Ye twe ya koduru baabi na, ekoba se consultation no enkoye consensus no say okay. Sa na tie dia, e de ye ntran de dem na ekosi bra situation no be sesana. Yasen consider. Is it fair to him? Obi or say me did to me, mama, na mo say mumpe. Na say no, yeah man pressure say. I then I'm busy.
Yeah, the to me, mama, na mumpe. Na say when ya akwenye ya, and come who say nka. Oma obe mama ye interview. I interview candidates, Some of them should be neutral. But if you go through all the people who were on the interview board now, party chairman, party and why. So where lies the neutral people? You understand?
Kwajo's friend was there. Now, Mami
so prove to us,
to be fair to them, no.
Oh no, giving the chance, you want to play neutral. And so, okay, let me call this government expert.
How would you know say Ebi Ohomo?
Look at the recommendation going out there. They should tell us that it's not true.
Desmond Chumasi into is a political analyst, and I would say no nyumbre osan ehwe no democracy jumadi so Kessben television and on Kessben radio.
Lawyer, thank you.
Thank you to Mami Kokobi ho na menye na dwenche on this issue. Kobi.
Yes.
Share this delay in appointment of MMDCs. Ebisu say enya ensunsanso boni bia ebisu say o cha ache no de e da asemaba.
Eso kra mo kan say say untumi wade so awose okeshere na enye say mampanyin mampanyin nanado wadi ye Ghana for ni bi hwembo kakra sense asema okachen yenu na oyi because na ohyen bo bi say obama ya to omuso aba ntire mu bi fi say adwunpa na owoma oman no dem say ye papa no tem bi obehye bo bia na ode bohye no edi agro be Ghana for ye serious pa say so wanga sawa party of power na wetumi win election for 9 months na wontumi select your mo na say bibi ewum kakra enwe yom kakra esan say de ekoso ebe na no me de dream bema ye mampanyin na Ekufuado because one na can say ye bet almost so aba e den necessary awama ebinmu papa no ebinmu amenu akwa interview for 3 months I went to na mobia wo ho ene wo se yensan koyechi na wankasa appoint om sabi enim se ebia na odwen se o appoint om elia ebeda ni problem ni ade kakra ma no nti na otwentwen so no bibia na ha papa no because ena ye kase se this year office for 9 months no se o caretaker na wontumi emma no adwuma bi so onya na wontumi emma ni sika so mfanye side development we na bosum beso no ye o man foot we tse tua ne car na ye kwen mana se ye be echi eno de emu ye yurom kakra nti mesere ye mampanyin na Ekufuado se wona akola ekwa afum na osua na adesua na wo kire ne se yedu ha ye besue na eji ahome na wentumi ani sa aboshe ne so na wona akola na ekwa akola no ososum na osu a osu ya ode osum wanhwa na ode nyama na ahwe ho nti ende MC for Paul nyina no to me de ebi mbo ha omasu ache ende de esi ni tonto esi nyina enfi some of the outsiders or if you on the party ni mo obi fi say wabon ho modern ntenka obi edi ni 4 years wie no obesesa no no bi so ababe take over nti sa ade na ema ebufu na ade ba youth ni mu no ma start take step or take no even bisami micro MC nani da ho say
o no ye hin
ningo pampram MC ya ka MC bi ommo no modern pa ya science nti na me expectation is say list e ba ne dimpo nkoka ho esan say yes esan say hwe aban abo bosia na ode ya ka kwan hu na okọ ningo krum ho a tipesa e fa hwea wo se nko fa chopuli ko fa afra kwan no so no wala mo ma fa kota no so sama kwan ni nasty MC no wo ho no omo no more because all year MC no development bi aba ningo pampram nti eden meka say na Ekufuado sa point says Messi so onye MC ya meka say me woni so gidie bi san me woni mu gidie bi so bituma abo oman no krono kwan na say nso sika na ye de ye se bi o tipes na epeja e de ahwa fa krom wo no se no mutu ama aban but wa je ahwe han ma kwan ni na san say because ye nu 5 years nti sa MC wo san point ni say won san ko bi ma wo hwa MPP youth no mo de no be nti me to me de ye mampanyin na Ekufuado so wada on sorry because
well ningo pram nominated Jonathan Tay Duku.
Yes,
MC nominated.
Yes, ono na sem na American. Ommo no mo de ba kompo. Ye ka MC bia wa bon pa ningo pampa MC.
Oh, na say why NDC ni I don't expect say obeka anything good about
me when bibi me to challenge mo say me fi krom ho ye tsi mo krom ho hwe ena ye kasi efi new ningo ekopim oningo ekwan po wo driver wontumi emfa so kan fa kwan so ko ta ne peja wo do Milan Christian po me use mpo me kompa me brands na metumi kokrom ho efi old ningo to ahwem ningo to chopoli abranti no be MC ye mi hu bibi ba kompa wa ye okrom ho nti emi ba wo $1 million now mo ka so mo de ma mo na bi ni anko ni sanka na ana de na ma abranti no wonye hwi woni ngokrum ho.
1 million is meant for constituency and MP na the man. And you have an MP in
my MP, yes. MP no say being called but me hu film say baby me fini say me NDC ni say MPP NDC ni MP ni so mo no homode ono so mo no homode. Yes, ono so mo no homode me ni apa no but mo no homode. Esan say nyeme bi ona wo ye MP na woni ma obi ni mo kire santa bobe fafon bobe friend na say say me ko ena me fi ona me bayi me friend kwa ka say na kwa na tutu say mpom pe kokko me eye me MP no nti wonnim we e koso omu mienu nti me dey to me dey I'm not sure say Nana Akufo-Addo or appointed this guy say on some make trying to see to so as a MC I met me akase Nana Yade e binu okrom ho a omwo adwene omwo ahobrase omwo obuo me ka se me njro na me ka wi se obi a o manage ono na adwuma da woni koto aba adwuma no a ontumi manage onye adwuma da oni experience about managing business or managing something nti obetwe oman no akọ ekire yenhwe ekuku dam wo krom ho a omosom ye MPP fo a youth ni di omachi a wo de umom sa position betumi epri nti ns what transfer for 9 months as an appointee udisi ya na je say ye man panyim nanado ede na oye bibi oye bia bwa Ghana na so oye bia bwa oman na so oye bia bwa ye fe ne say ye we yesum no nti me to me de sama or the point MC for na de no many anje ho wa che because e we kire say bibi ko chum kakra wo na mebo no because what transit no what me keep on office na ebi no eninam no mo nenam panyimfo so etuatua ne am etuatua sebika fra bribe na dey say on ba appoint on no mo ntuma appoint on e na ekese o chena on ba na nze on ba bubo mudi wo behu esu ne nkofo mbe kokko ma o chena no kwa me ka choro
on be kokko ma
I'm telling you chief nkofo ni abro
okay
nkofo youth no mani abde pa because yet o mem eno omu an kasa ka mu fi se on party na ba power ebi mo to na me ka say bio can it believe say some of the MPP members full soldiers na they go back to different door and collect something to even to feed their houses.
Different door.
I'm telling you.
Different door near them.
Yes, they go to some of we that we are in opposition, our door to knock our door day and night.
No, Sisu be omoko NDC.
Oh, I'm telling you. You can make a show.
Omo wo abam no.
I mean that.
Omba mo na wo opposition no. Ebe jiska.
Mean that out. Inti se wo only akwala nam na wo okomede ne dodo a opre. Sebio akwala anase wo party ma wo ho. Ne na meka se party ne amembo na di na ekodi one side. Na party ne bebia sika wo a ebeboa omana se mo nyansa na adwom betumi aboa wo wa mebu no na wontumi impush mo na wo de nkro for the show no musom na echi na komde mo de no meye. Abono de eni ha na eka wo. Nti message ye man panyina na ado se mesre no Ghana call ni ma call ni ma yi na Ghana nye NDC dia nye MPP dia ye na ye beto ye mmomodin se nyame bia ka de bia ya MC fo no be appoint on be hia se on be di dwuma wo mo office no e be hia omo no confirm omo nsanka na sometime na enye MC fo no na se enye omo no mo course o se e bia sisi ano ma appoint ni penti okọ wa nye adwumenti mi buefo na se bia me wa ma me wini aba akade ehia no eni sika no contract award no obi di na no award contract for 2 years ni contract ni ko site da onye ndi hwe bibi said dansumai
na ningo pram let me read what the committee recommended for purposes of what happened.
Okay.
The committee recommended Mr. Jonathan Taye Doku to be renominated as DC. He worked well with the PC and the party executives. The tripod relationship worked well without any complaints. He also campaigned to the admiration of all in the 2020 elections. His understanding of the local government system operation is good. His relationship with the traditional authorities was also excellent. He was always a campaign team member. 2008, 2012, 2016. He was also the research officer 2009, 2012, 2013, 2017, and a former deputy youth organizer 2008, 2012. He holds the following educational qualification: LLB, final year, Central University, and BSc in Physics, KNUST 2001. That is your DC.
2001.
2001.
2001.
BSc in Physics, KNUST 2001. 2001.
Lawyer.
I'm reading what is here.
Abia or construct Abia 1 kilometer road view.
No, of all the, to be fair to him, of all the recommendations, the aspect, yeah, now and was say road construction, yeah,
So
central
in general,
government.
in general, all the
1 kilometer road.
recommendations.
1 kilometer road. I from Ningo Pampang coming today.
That's no, yeah, central government, Juma. And
No, sir.
road construction, yes, central government.
About PC and on my road contractor.
Why?
PC and our road ana ono Nedman is saying share make us me draw abrante omuka so ye kasawa ha
Okay.
na sebi kafra yes me yen kasawa ha but lawyer no crane say ningo krom ho no MPP ba power for 5 years 1 kilometer bipo of road mponu ha me hu say MPP fire oningo krom
Okay.
o fa ningo be afienya chopoli da wa lochubwe de bay na ba le ponu ahwian ponya ba besi dohwenya na sabi o say yi na eti kwan se wo hu hwimpa dohwenya ho wo hu ne sen bibia ni ho MC we by on chere even though one school yes into some of the nipa no send the message you know only say ye mu bia ete kasa na enim bia ye ka na enim bia okum ye matete akonu ikum en ne aye kasi ensumpo to me short okum na ye mu bi mu a high tanker na omo surprise omo nsu
No, but some more MP so.
you MP ho you MP ho
Okay.
you MP ho
Okay.
enti we ya found na wo fi free any asia o de inside my phone e
Okay.
enti ya fa no ntintin
So Kobe Mensah is NDC National Communication Team member. Uti no nyumbre our democracy Jumadi so our Kessben television and on Kessben radio nyumbre. Modern chere munsusuye ene mo asem bisa no bi. Biso mo am frame me no de munya frɛ no because wo frame me a mintumi emfa wo enko ba wo send message de ba de a metumi akenkan message no ama Ghana for 80 ne wona wo hwe ama no ni enyina so etie. Okay, nti ma menkenkan messages no ekakra na mensan bra. Akwasi kwaten enyiresi government hospital or say what are the roles of MMDCs? They represent the government. They expedite the actions of the president. So if they fail, it means the president has failed. Good evening. Akwasi kwaten enyiresi. He says the delay is the MMDC is caused by us, the citizens. Any person you select, his or her opposition will organize demonstration. And I think the president don't want people to point fingers on him, particularly what happened in the NPP election for MPs before the election. We all said he and the MPP leaders caused the various laws of MPP seats. So he is very careful. Yet people will still talk. His advisors should have done better to tell him humans will always be humans. Wasemna ena wakano. This is okay. This one says, "Good evening to you, lawyer. I will advise Domboya not to pay heed to anything from the so-called ECOWAS. Democracy has not done anything good to the ordinary African. In every African country where there is democracy, there is poverty, unprecedented hardship, and slavery. I just don't know what's wrong with African leaders. Daniel Ajay Ekwuase sends us this one. He says, Lawyer Nanado needs to be questioned as to which basis where the MMDC is selected. If it is party affiliation certificates, why the delay in coming out with a list on time? Lawyer, the main criteria was the highest bidder. That is why most of the former MMDCs were maintained. When shall Ghana be able to uproot moneycracy out of our democracy? Daniel J. Ekwuase. Well, Daniel, your assertion or allegation of the highest bidder is unfounded, and we don't have anything to substantiate that one. Good evening to you, lawyer, and thank you too. The president must do all his to come out with a list. We, the assembly members, are finding it difficult on the part of our work. Honorable George Osei Asumani Aguna Sama said, Kwajuka and say assembly members. Well, of course, their term is no coterminous with that of the president and the MMDC. This one says, good evening to you, lawyer. The truth be said, the offense but not a sin. I really love you guys and your station, but I'm highly disappointed in you for moving to Accra. You're always preaching for decentralization and complaining that everything has been taken to Accra. To my surprise, you have left Kumasi and now streaming from Accra. That's why we will fix Kumasi and prove to you that Kumasi really. And Kumasi, we are still with Kumasi. Democracy, will Kumasi and ma and crying. Punch, will Kumasi and man crying. The I say, ya tray ashim. Oh, until ye be Kumasi and ye be on crying. So that there's a fair balance. So, studio no, Obetimiako, it is there, the setup is there. We do programs from there, and we also do programs from and cry. Enti yeah, the papa we are still in there. Kumasi they say intimate to Kumasi. Okay, but thank you for your message. I appreciate it very much. More friend in the medical, don't call me because I cannot pick your call. Now this one says, good evening to you. Tablet we at the assembly, but more friend, more ya see ya more have you. Okay. This was a good evening to you. I would like to entreat all members to stay calm. Let's pray that those who will be appointed by President will work harder for the betterment of Ghana youth. Greetings to Honorable John Osei Frimpong, MP Abrim constituency. Congratulations to Honorable George Krobia Sante, DC elect for Brim North District. Kwabena Siedu, Father Abeka sends us this message. This one says, Kosi Kwati University. I have read your message somewhere, Kosi. Now this one says, I would like to entreat. I've read this one. This one says, good evening to you, lawyer. I am Nana Safo Kwamo, DBS industry. MPP should stand on their toes and leave Mahama propaganda because we the youth know him already. I love my party. Okay, meaning where Mahama comes into this. Good evening to you, lawyer. In fact, African leaders are too wicked. Why? ECOWAS, please, that your thing and focus. Nana Safo Kwamo DBS sends us this message. This one says, hi to you, lawyer. Okay, I can also hi you, but I cannot comment. There's no message. Dear Mr. Host, there's already a leaked list. Is that one different from what will be out tomorrow? I am Blayway from Ifaso in the Jomoro Municipal. Well, they offering a leak list, recommendations. The list of recommended persons are about one thing. As to whether say any the able bono chana be pepe pedie. Mean to me enka ewa. Teacher Constitution, Wiamuaso says it seems the old man Nanado is always working. Please, someone should tell him to relax a bit, because what he has done for Ghana within 5 years, if we give JDM and his NDC 2,000 years, they can't do quarter of it. The old man is giving the so-called young former youth president insomnia. Ado showboy, ado gagai, ado free SHS, ado 1D, 1F. May God richly bless him. Greetings to Chairman Odeneho Kwaku Apia. And I call him the Mafia Chairman. Okay, Momame, quickly, no main kind messages are kakra. Then we'll come back to the studio. This one says, good evening to you, lawyer. My name is James Amachi, Deputy Constituency Secretary for Zema East Municipal. I know that the government Nanado will mention my MC's name tomorrow. Honorable Frank Opinion. I'm sure I have not butchered your name. Hard-working man. We love him too much. Okay. Nanado, the president, is dodging his responsibility of the DCE Common Fund. That is why the delaying of the appointment. And no name attached to this one. Now, this one says, lawyer, thank you. Of late, you don't bring Sampine to your show. Why? Gongoli Buamai Efija. Where Sampine was on the program last week. So he will be coming. And God willing, he will be coming in his capacity as not only Sampine, but in a different capacity. Nanado, the president, Ose. Ose Nidinka.
Nidinka one. Sampine mini papa. I say Kumasi mayor Edemano.
So watch now.
You say I'm money dear men to make demonstration.
Until watch now Sunday. Nanado, the president. Okay, please, why are you still calling me? I said, don't call me. I'm for you. Don't call, they will call. I'll pick your call and I'll waste your credits next time. Now, this one says, okay, James, I've read this one. This one says, good evening to you, lawyer. Please, with all due respect, stop reading from the fake leak document. Okay. I hear you. Under no circumstance will such document be a credible document from a committee of such standard for presidential consumption. Kelly Pakus, Sefshi Asafo, sends us this message. We are here. Lawyer, please, can you check West Achim nominee for me? Okay, I will do that for you. I will check and revert. Okay, let me apply what I have to stop those as well for now or more every. I will say shame unto you first before I apply that antidote to stop you from calling me. Okay, I've applied it. Now you cannot call me. But shame unto you, those who are calling me. Good evening to you, lawyer. If you are a DC and you work well, then no need to panic because your good work will speak for you. Eddie from Tadi sends us this message. And this one says, the president is focused. How can an NDC man be happy with what the president is doing? Okay, still remain in opposition. J.A.M.O. Central Region sends us this one. This one, good evening to you. If you are a DC and you are working, then your work will speak for you. Okay. This one says, please, may I know the name of MCA Ejusu Juabin and a Memphis Central Manu Isaac from Ejusu Ome. Where body, what we have said the committee, they are recommending, and don't say, and on a president effort. Let's make that clear. Oh, wow. As for today, the NDC man has spoken very well. I salute him. He has spoken as a Ghanaian who cares for his country and not as NDC communicator. God bless him, Mensa. I am Nana Kwame Kwadaso Kumase. Okay, Nana Kwame says, good evening to you, lawyer. What did the committee say about Cape Coast Ebenezer? Okay, we'll check and let you know. Lawyer, please tell the NDC man that during their period, if their president did ask fast for them, he wouldn't have. He said, talking of potholes here, or why Hene from Yanfu says, or say, Moya Yankamu complaining that way. I am Amankwa Gifty from Banda Bongasi. What is the name of DCE for Banda district in the Bono region? I will check. It is not the one appointed, though. We are reading from recommended list. Thank you, lawyer. Lawyer, I greet you and your panelists. In fact, I don't think my district at Chumamponua will get the incumbent DCE Dako being elected again. Lawyer, let's pick spade. Let's call a spade a spade. Why ex-president Kufuor Achumamponua pa eni? Okay. Okay. George Ediawade Ebaye Eneno. Nicholas Amo says I'm a full member of the MPP in Efija Kwabri South. I am begging Anado, we need change. The district need Richard Apia Kubi to help the district. Adruho. Why the NDC representative is saying it's real? The NPP party boys are day in, day out screaming the frustrated graduated with felicitous and non-existing jobs, taking huge amount from innocent people because of party leaders have failed to deliver their promises. George Owusu from Insuta sends us this message. Now this one, 15 minutes ago you called, we cannot pick your call. This one says, do or die, cannot win elections. Nana, I'm watching. Okay, Nana, you can't do or die. And MMDC, it cannot affect government development. Nana, I'm watching says so. Now this one says, I am just an HND holder. I tell you, I can even rule Ghana than both NPP and the NDC. Freeman, Adai, Oduma Sekrobo sends us this message, sorry. As soon as for South youth, we don't want Mr. Osei Bonsu Senior again. Period. Okay. Very real. I am Frank from Sefiyo, so please, I want to know if the MNDCs have been selected by the Nananum or per the community reports. Okay. This one says, please, my name is Susari James from Atonsu, Kuwait. We don't have light. Tell them to give us light. Please, let's give Nana more time. He will do all. So, people at Atonsu, Kuwait, let there be light. And amen, there was light. The voice modulation of your guest is low. Your technician should work on it, please. My husband and I are enjoying your program. Helena from Efijasi. Technicians, over to you. Good evening to you, lawyer, and your panelists. The government seems to have been delaying in submitting the list of MMDCs. I am Albert from Obuasi. Lawyer, thank you, and I'll say thank you too. This one says, Alan Cash from Kentampo. Good evening to you, my brothers. Good evening to you also. I am Adams from Techiman. Your program is very educative. You, the hosts, and all the panelists' views are helpful for nation building. Good job. We thank you for your commendation. Good evening to you, lawyer. The MPP should not make a mistake by appointing applicants that had issues with their people. Ghanaians are more discerning now. Sir Romeo Ejura sends us this message and other messages. We endeavor to read them as and when they come. Lawyer kindly asked the NDC man at the studio to tell Ghanaians who destroyed the Ningo Prampram roads, because former President Mahama constructed Adfad roads according to the Green Book. Steve Kumasi Krofrom sends us this message. This one says, I love the show. Well, if not added your name. Lawyer kindly asked the NDC man at the studio. Okay, I've read this one. This one says, Gongoli, I've read your message somewhere. Okay, so back to the studio. Abono Mochiapa Sima Aduonum Mienu Punch. Yeah, no. Thursday. Democracy. Yeah, Saturday. enwumbre eno na oguso awohwe eno enso na wutie from both Kumasi and Accra. Accra 92.9, Kumasi 93.3. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on Kessben television. And okay. Now me lawyer Dominic Brinya Ochre ewo fiha enyumbre. Me Desmond Chumasi into political activist fiha enyumbre. Kobe Mensah DC National Communication Team member ewo ha enyumbre. Okay, so we are talking Ghana. We are thinking Ghana this evening. Ewo studios aha. Now messages are about live on. Okay. Okay. So remember back to the studio. Other messages, Facebook, any others, no. Please let me assure you, I'll read them as your more time as the program progresses. Koyo, now we feedback na ebana aye on this local government issue, MMDCs.
Yes. Just a few statements. When it comes to the attempted amendment of our law to elect MMDCs now, I think say that one we should rather applaud the president for taking that bold decision. But when you have the opportunity, say, oh, now by appointing Kofo, but he says I'm giving back that power to the people to vote. The only difference was that people should vie for the MMDC positions on their party tickets, and then the NDC and the other parties, some of the other parties, stated say it should be neutral. But you see, in reality, even assembly election, there are political undertones, political sponsorship of people who stand. In fact, with that one, I agreed with the president. I wholeheartedly supported. Say, because already we are in call for nominate to me. You have to go and also negotiate with the elected assembly members. As for government appointees, sometimes they toe a line, they are whipped into line, say, this is our person, so appoint him. Though some are deviant and also some will have a mind of their own, will not be suffering from borrowed thinking. But in terms of that elected media, there are NDC members who have been elected as assembly members. Sometimes it be more standing down for, I say, oh, a party no win in an electoral area. Until I think say president should be applauded, and then we should bring that back on the table for further deliberation and then consultations. Now, when we have clear timelines, timetable says that time when MMDC is a better about you and a agitations you avoid them. So that is one thing I make and also. Then maybe to say Kobe can be say obi a onye adwuma da ni kwan say appointing no o manage bibi da ni kwan say appointing no Kobe me tru adwuna ko akire kakra bi not too distant past ya appoint obi a no onye adwuma da we school as deputy minister in the high sensitive position like that, but nobody questioned it. You understand? But you didn't mention it then. At the time, no one can. My tone can tell you. My tone can say, "Oh, condemn." Say, the president shouldn't have appointed somebody without an experience. So, until now, you're going too hard on your. Is it a DC or MCE? MCE. Until you hold your fire for him. Okay. Now, are there nomination nebeba? I feel uncalled for so a quack hanging. Young rejected we see. Is here a for campaign?
Or more losing bonus.
Exactly. In fact, Metia Manuel, you say MPB no one pay MCB. But you say not Tawanta Vintino, on pen no MC no, you're nominating.
No, and so because
I started a friend for
8 year losing bonus.
Exactly.
So grow for 20 anos.
Now, but sometimes what you say me who you came from this. Dear pa, now being free. na president so mo ye me free say sa MC no enya ye to aba no enya ya ono no preferred candidate no should not be also be given. In fact also sometimes
so also some the ba we so be administration and assembly e phone be nya ska
na say enko for season na kan enko for omo so omo to omo pen ntem no nya se bi a omo entumi execute omo mandate nko an omo so sika omeje sika bi mu beje bi mu ni sika ba bi mu also
obi aji kwadwo
I don't know. I cannot independently verify.
Until I
make an
government appointees.
Kuraje.
Oh, yes, sir. Government appointees. So, who well, also whom. As well as some badges card, I cannot confirm. But one who government appointees now, yes, so. Yeah, you know, if you back on yeah,
they disappoint you.
They will disappoint you.
Yes. And then, in as much as say, you can say,
I'm starting setting up on my platforms.
Okay.
Set a platform so no more kofa opposition for the omo spokesperson or leaders. No more negotiate for.
When it comes to our interest there, then we agree. When it comes to time my card there, then we agree. You need this, you need MPP, you need PNC. But about or minor, ye dear. Oh, we know ye. Nam so budget credit into no. Oh, you downplay no. You discrediting no. What? Then. The first set, you guys had not check. For trouble for crab, really, will be opposite. The answer agitations in the answer by catching go for that. Said Dr. Dross, I can't know. Police for name, mamma for no, and yet you won't form an answer from. One more say political case. Yen say will be a criminal offense. Near punishing go for to set an example. Yes, I did be a basso. And maybe a trip with your bomb minister be dripping no be a started. Yeah, empty. Then you change presidents are not also about be by force. You took a true business nominate to dream, but you took changing last minute. Ministerial appointment, I see Chrome had. So, but
it is not over until it is over. It is handed over to you.
Yes, and yeah, you cry. Sometimes, be an for investigation or home catch your own himself assured. Be quite to cancel dance it. But I don't listen to the banana. Now we dream him. But yeah, can say MC is no more acting position. Not just no more yajuma cry. No more yajuma nibi. They were still chairing meetings of the executive committee. Only said the only thing that they were not supposed to do was policy decisions. Any actions we are take it to bind the central government. And no money. They say they have not caused financial loss to the states.
Okay.
We must make that distinction.
Okay. Beba won't change matters arising from the Desmond. So far, man for so send the messages ya can be. My main quickly can we na membra ho. This one says, "Lawyer, good evening to you. Or I'm watching you live from Bayrebon number 5 in Yenehin Ashanti region. We are suffering with bad roads. So when it's raining, we cannot go to anywhere, even when it's market day crowd. Na asem aba kwaku frimpong and the asem beba. Okay." This one says Daniel Rowusu, chairman to be precise, from New Edubiasi. Good evening to you, lawyer. When it comes to economic management, NDC party is not the better alternative. On the other side of the coin, I extend my warmest gratitude to the president for nominating the acting DC in the person of Honorable Francis Ankoma Adanse South District. Now, this one said, please, I'm certainly sure President Nanado is listening to you now. Kindly tell President not to appoint any MMDC who will create division at the district and municipal level. Georgia Usu Secretary Central and Suta sends us this message. This one says, please, my name is Ogbami Asiwa Bosome Freho. Please, we don't need Honorable Yao Danso again. Good evening to you, lawyer. I am Muhammad from Asawase constituency. My hope is that, God willing, tomorrow the caretaker MC of Asokore Mampon Municipal Assembly will not be retained, because we need a humble person, someone who will open his doors for all, someone who will not divide members of the party, someone who will help the party members. In fact, we need a neutral person in a Asokore Mampon Municipal Assembly, Asawase constituency, Kumasi. It says they need a neutral person. Hajia S from Takrade says, please, lawyer, tell the NDC man to give us a break. When are they going to stop the propaganda attitude? It's high time they how to okay. Hajia, I can't read the rest of your message. Lord, thank you. And I will say thank you also, or thank you to John Mahama as a former president and will remain as such come 2024. Stephen from Asukwa Junction, Honorable KT Hammond constituency, sends us this one. This one says, hi, lawyer, both MPP and DC can help to develop Ghana. Let's boycott all of them. I am Ajenim from Sunyane Oduma. Say thank you. Okay, and what alternative are you prescribing? Good evening to you. I am Honorable Public. Hey, President from Cape Coast South. Please, can you give me Cape Coast Chief Executive's name? I can only give you recommended lists, not the person who I don't have the appointed list, so I cannot tell you that one. Good evening to you, lawyer. I love this program so much. It gives us the opportunity to say our minds freely. There's no way a credible government like that of Nanado will go by this fake league. Let's Honorable Ns Kofi be maintained as Jomoro MCA. This is coming from Honorable Udin Kaya Kose Mfojo. But Mfojo, Mfojo who has a Legonti. Mfojo Emmanuel, PRO, Jomoro Municipal Assembly sends us this one. This one says, Baroski from Asisowa. Lawyer, thank you. And I say thank you to our long last, the much awaited DC, MMDC list will be our doors come tomorrow. And I'm urging every Ghanaian to accept it in good faith. Hi to Honorable Joe Gatti, former Railways Minister. Gabi Ochere Dako writes, tomorrow all the speculations will be over, including fake lists and recommendations. Sunday, the local government minister alongside the information minister shall address a press conference and put the official list of MMDCs out. The only list which matters. Same list will be put on the information ministry website afterwards, so you can check if it for yourself. Until then, we advise we ignore all lists and all publications for just one day. Finally, this is not a do or die affair. The president appoints, and he does so not to deliberately disappoint anyone, but to get his work done. It is that simple. Let's live with it and make progress. Gabi Asare Ochere Dako. This one says, lawyer, good evening to you. Lawyer, that is why I said the president should allow the party polling station executives to elect MMDCs to avoid any problem. No abaji. At long last, it's a long time we saw and heard of Mr. Kusibuafo on Kessben. Where has he been? Well, Mr. Kusibuafo is fit, and soon you'll hear of him. Good evening to you, lawyer. Thank you for the good job. Achuman will be a need MCE because Honorable Amwa Awuku is fair. Okay, A1 from Kumasi sends us this one. Okay, this one says, please, may I know the name of MC? My name is Manuaze from Onye Ejuso. When Buankra Inland Port will start to work. Well, Buankra Inland Port, Minister for Roads and Transport. I'm sure say by end of this month, we will be practical. A lawyer, is the president going to pay the 9 months delay common fund? MPP always says we have the men. The outcome of the election will really attest to this. Ajengo from Kingstown sends us this one. Ajengo Dino Edepa. So that's one. Any comments now before I continue? Message is not also. So I have to be fair to the panel.
Message here I will send here and message you'll be sending here. I can say Gabi
Right.
right. No, it's not true.
Okay.
But if it is true, then why do the ruling government always respond to some issues with comic relief? And now you've not taken notice of what is happening in the system.
Comic relief.
That's it.
Yeah,
because asema yeah Kenya or the do or die akwa family and also ekase. Oh say
the last we say after all this is not a do or die affair.
Yeah. You understand?
But because
you see we have waited for a long time, 9 months. So I say, and if you come such a person, you come with a response. Obi jinechia. Obi think say who dear who fell.
That's what I can't say.
You understand? I quite remember.
This is not a do or die. But is it a do or die affair?
No, I quite remember say here your president Tama Vasin Semi health minister on one kasa call public accounts committee for him omu bisa ni semsemo okika ni nsem okojina health minister krom ne constituency ka say Ghana for na atwe omanu asi mo MP so what does it mean? Enye Ghana for na atwe omanu, yes, but what has he done into Ghana for ya atwe anu asi ni so sisi ye ka say list yache no kre ache onu jitu mu say ache
no say ochena beba bonten unim say for the past 1 month de bia ye hu say press release Sunday bia obeti beba you see there's going to be a press release but 1 month in here so what taking note until say ochena press release kunu and I say press conference kunu beba out no mint na say enka say the omatro no me sanji atum because I told be cry to me say the president is coming to address the state ube hu ana amaso where dodge
there's lot of abia advert beko flyers say call round but na ankoba until when people are asking questions and at the end of the day no such a figure you come out and tell us say after all this is not do or die affair sir. Then you see,
no, but maybe besides, no. Is it a do or die affair?
It is not.
So what's the problem then?
Already, what is do or die in this scenario? You understand? What is do or die in this?
We know. So they me who on Twitter. A contest.
That's right.
One can about say action who answer. Or can more agitate. Or say new listen be bring a fly around. And no, you know so disregard all those until so be we say. Now so when young pa. And you do or die affair. Chena,
in this scenario, no, or try advice it.
And the supporters na
okay.
It's a contest.
Fine. Matuase. But nsembi ohone ba ye expect say anu yi no. Enye official to say there e bi wo ha ya kan official.
No, but
on comic relief. Vice president ye can say me or say witches and principal demons and principalities. Ni nyina no comic relief. Meanwhile, we have to be serious as a nation.
Look, but as a nation, no, I did be banner small. I did be my
hey, small. I did small.
So now
small developmental.
Now vice president. Or present awards among Krofua or Kai say or more winning be this year no be next year they should be hopeful say or more ever winning be na way and you do or die one winning be and you do or die. I mean like some of these
award not among phone car say or more coin award no ye ho no na man phone car so mo kwan
so you should
award no ma ho
permit ourselves for
among phone car say omuko registered omuko various department aya na omu find difficult in accessing data and asifo. These are things you feel say ma or mine etumpon until people ask questions based on all of this until we expect say sabe as a president vice president mpanyinfo amudi oman anim no when you are replying us yentimamfo no we expect you say when you get a particular platform give us the
e
rundown.
mo ka bibia wi ni so mo ka de be sere
Oh, there be
kra
tie serious no wo ho. But asem no my hu emu seriousness. Still be one so etumi boka.
Comments on still be one etumi boka.
MPP ni bend this time. Ni re Philip akro. Men before could group police test ni and no moka. Men kai say president man no advice so say okay so yes go for say asem we near and say we will kill an ant with a sledgehammer.
Canada Japan.
I think so. Yes.
When or make a statement ana obviously a treasonable way na president Kufu e ka say.
Yeah, we nya simbia he couldn't have done it. Also no, we will still kill an ant with a sledgehammer.
And president, you reply, say, oh, if you want to be rich, you don't have to become a teacher. I mean, sometimes...
Is that what he says?
Oh, yes.
Is it not a fact to say, Ochradia, you cannot become a millionaire in terms of dollars?
Oh, so then...
No, but it's not a fact. Me, I'm a teacher.
No, but
can you teach? Can you be a public servant and become a millionaire?
Yes.
Nobody it is
why not? Then why is the profession there?
Recently, me a case, will be. Then I applied for bail for the person, and I court on granted bail with to the sum of 60,000 cedis, two sureties to be justified, public or civil servants earning 5,000. Yeah, surety.
On go for variation.
Yes, I call court for variation to 3,000.
Yeah.
Obi 5,000, 6,000 chief directors no we say assistant directors pay around 5,000 but it's more tax now about 3,300. This is how much people are getting in this
lawyer.
What can you be?
So that is a statement of facts.
Where they made that that means you say Article 71 constitution.
That's one. But Kobe comments on comments around. We read a lot of messages. Now me two messages so before we come back to.
Okay, lawyer. Let me say, Mitier Gabi. Ni comment on
the tweets.
Yes. Person me say Gabi. The position or presence in say or Minister for Communication as or because I'm not think say Gabi be too far say be we no I send this kind of messages. Me expect on your information minister.
No, but also information minister and local government minister the list beba bontin
ono na yaka yes omo do answer no bia ben onye reduma
and only rights as a citizen of Ghana no only rights
some carrying in life it is already in the system search and there will be a press conference to announce the nominated MPs.
Asemi a abeso chombe nanzi ye ni mo dada and this is not the first day ababa ntia mo mpa is there one hinter could be a would be also no emeto from Sena Mokano. In a baby sim. Yes. Yeah, charm.
Okay.
They say, obviously, you have a man. So we are waiting for the man to come and perform well.
Okay. I'll soon come to President Mohammed's thank you tour and we'll look at matters arising, especially from Ashanti region. Good evening to you, lawyer. It is better to delay than to give us incompetent MMDC. Stephen from Asqua Junction, Honorable KT, among constituency sensors. This one says, lawyer, good evening to you. What the NDC man is saying does not stand because an NDC man fresh from UCC was given a highly respected ministerial position during their time. And this guy worked before, leave the MPP and the DCs alone to chop their post at Ningo Pram Pram. Long live MPP. JK Abua sends us this message. Lord, good evening to you. My name is Sule and I'm PNC chairman for Bosomtre. I will be surprised if my DC is re-nominated. Also, Bosomtre, basa. Greetings to my boss, Desmond Into. Okay, Desmond too. Yeah, what's your Kawai? Okay, you say you have to me, Honorable Simon Osemensa, Dr. Osei Aduchum, Dr. Franklin Siedu Bequin, but bosomcha basa. Well, okay. Hajia as Takrade, I've read your message somewhere, I'm sure. Member of Parliament for Secretary South District is a woman, and DCE is also a woman. Why, Nana? Please change Madam Catherine for us. Now, who was the president or some way for a woman empowerment and affirmative action? Okay. This year has made in December. Okay. More messages no be or man can say because I know your shit. So let's see what we can do. Now back to the studio. Let's go with the last issue on board. That is President Mahama, former president of the Republic of Ghana, going on thank you tour. He has said in Ashanti region, sir, the NDC is going to get at least 40% of the votes in Ashanti region, and the party is coming back to power. Waka ese I was say Ghana for PAM NPP for because sebi omo eti ade bi so ayam PAM omo a yenhu sa ade no. That word I cannot say it on the radio. He said it, but I cannot repeat it. And the bottom line is say NDC. But people have said they say Onua Krano, there's no guarantee so on the lead party no in 2024. The name of Dr. Kwabena Dufour Ababonting, and people have said they say Oba likely so on the lead party and all that. Now matters arising from Mohammed's store. Make sure I say free or Kobe.
Yo, lawyer, I'm say man paying mama. Answer na sembi fina na aba no nim de oka onu de opa kire oyo manpanyi bi a mejina usidi aka se yehu no so manpanyi da o Ghana ha because oba no na in baby Ghana ejina in baby Ghana esi ansa obefa Ghana esi ni nan so se ye manpanyi kan se ye betumi ewini aba Ashanti region 40% na o SSO kan nesa. As a 2020 campaign team of Yaman Page or Mama. Now, Midima Kuchepa as a communicator. Now, your Ashanti region, baby, no man pay Mama Kwaman could be. You heard Doma no Mudiachi, and you heard to my power man paying Mama or ye mass and mine. And now, you who send about on the Sokoy. Yes, I say your campaign now. Maybe a baby biano, as some pine for now, they catch and say, Senke Unya and Fianaka one, and Ke Kumase, Edani said Dubai. Because Diana, a bin Kumasa this year, your man painted that I could form point to my Yamas and Mino, or man painted John Dramani Mahama, a year manebroso. Nessa, say, what's it? Esa sana ni tuchi ampwa. Yensreno. Esa nze ye campaign o Kumase. Ye first campaign e di nya atoyentim to ye yesa bankran. Na campaign message ya edma sande for ne se. Monhwe edwuma pa ye mamu. Na monhwe mamu party eye na na ekufu ado ne na aban mbegie ekunyan fiense monhwe de waya mamu. A Juma ye wo ye was Ashanti region. Ubien ho a ben ho be transfer ye bi. Me to challenge the MPP for say. Omo be di 5 years no mukui. Omo nchen one hospital I take even to 200 beds. I was Ashanti region bi ni ho. Now man pay mama na ni so ade hu so be sisi Kumase. Eme Kumase ye krabehwe. Na adwadifo a omfi Burkina animal in Adina Abano, the Kumasa Omo Center, a static market. And now you can see, Nya Chunti MPP are buying and a for buying. Ya President Mama Jibosia, a second phase of Kejeta market. Inside of say, Ombe Sheno Mayano, they are sleeping their job and political wincy to me contractor into me call site. I feel no site. And the second phase of KGT market, the loan it came on my paying John Dramani Mahama loan or Kojo. Into me person Santimine Ekai say Jumediana ever start a course. And yan ne Kufa no Koji Sabusiano edema Asantimine. A correlation between Asantimine Asantini and John Dramani Mahama. Inti Ebra almost started first phase no movie no. Nanka was second phase we started almost starting to 2017 or 2018. Ebesi ne na Kufuado and na by ahwe hanti. Omo twin started second phase of KGT market. Nti me die be na omo be di magana na Asantimine. Omo ba say omo ba be show mo ho. Nti omo bom ho asafo hene say omo be ye phase 2 of KGT, which is not true. Omunim hwe omunim baby abosan mfo efi baaye nso mo bu de bom mo de kasa mo so mo ntonyum from ye block schools e wo Kumasi e wa Shantimemu 10 ye hospital kese na make us na Kufuado ebi won pa is almost done say be spend if I do 90% or the 10% pebe be push na edwuma ko end no untumi nti omuntren ya de ba ko pa o mabe wa Santimemu nti Santifon so o master de o hu say o mampen John Dramani Mahama wa ye bia momoda e na ogusu so obeye nti menka se mi cho lawyer
o ya we say o ka KGT say second tranche of the loan the be phase 2 of KGT John former president negotiated that loan a kind of loan ho our the years had be na me bisa say o can hospitals we are aware say President Kufuor before o be free so na reject project na hospitals say wa Ashanti region ayana o keka say NDC from be nyina no was a project President Kufuor abreso and almost also for say reject funds for those projects Syria Tepane or the other hospitals for me na ne keka wonya we are aware of that one.
Some of them no be almost starting negotiation and the drawing but the loan itself to would be useful for the contract no some of the hospitals be the president Kufuor move step to get the land what to assassin we see fee and see so and you know we see fee no I can acquire the land today. But if I don't have money, if I couldn't get the money to start the project, and just a messy.
No, but loan no if for secure loan no, I reject loan no, na obana obe twaswa.
Oh,
okay. Anyway,
yes.
We'll continue. I just that may be say
yes.
if you are well.
Yes.
Now,
yeah, sure. I man pay John Dramani man when you Asante hiamo. And Asante for so swensa and man who de wom. Now say I call thank you Tori. In some baby poultry farmers, they don't have even money to buy the feed for the what. They are suffering. And now menuka see, omo buy man pay mama why ye new mudin combo. People go for bread. Loans omo take your banks. Edi ye edumanipo ashe. Omo nye sikampo eno mo de ato ebru mpo ebi ni ho. Nso enna ye kase agric minister kwatran wa no se mo nsem ema no na waboa ema agriculture grow. Wa agriculture grow na wonya ebru farmers nya ebru farmer omo anyemwa no. Ena farmers omo gilo mo bank omo ntumi ntua. Edwed ena make say ukọ haship e wo Kumasi ene. Ebinu mo ho a say be even for them to take their daily bread twice a day mpo ye den. Business everything a pascal. Ni na fi amambu a enkoyie. Senke muba power no. Enenka mutumi bu Asanteman ena mo madwedi na de course so na mampe mama start ya. Enke nenko bia ho nche no Asanteman mu. Enen krofo mo brene krofo eje tia ehye e wa Asanteman mu no. Omuhum mama wo Kumasi a no mahu so yosoro abofo. Nti ye nim de unti ade yi gina so e ka say 2024 no ye twi 40%
votes in the Ashanti region. Okay.
Inti young iso te ya bo ye 40% in the attack is
okay.
Ashanti
927 democracy Jumadin so our has been 3.3 92.9. We also live on Facebook and live on Kessben television. Minko Desmond or Edwin show on this one, and I'll come to lawyer. Desmond.
Lawyer, I don't have a problem with the former president saying say Obeji 40% of votes in Ashanti region. My problem has to do with projects you abandon when any president or any party comes to power. It is something we need to deal with. And for me, 2024, have we asked ourselves to say, abandoned? Okay. Yabisa who say, abandoned projects. Projecta ye jai egu hono. Insunsuanso ben in a edia brain as or mine. Unim say, o abandon project to wha a ball mineka. Why a lawyer, na lawyer tihe. Say, me ha many in can. Both NDC and MPP, over the years, they have caused huge financial loss to the state due to abandoned projects. And for me, my priority is to say, sa abandoned project ya aban ko aban ba ni nyina ye jato ho no e die ne ye be ya ye betumi I deal with this and I be kele sa abandoned project ekoso na ne obi beba obeye start a housing project obeko ofoforo beba instead of toward that same housing project ne so no osi oye nhwehwemu bi nhwehwemu na ya mbisa me se wo ye nhwehwemu a edan na esi ho no edan na wo ye nhwehwemu na nipa na olidi ade no maye edan na wo ye nhwehwemu afa no uye nhwehwemu a ye jaadan si ona asai mene untutu so dudu nkakra aban tete yen no ni asan akukuru se sika no e de akwakoye bibi foforo. We should be worried about that as a nation and no necessary yehwe tebia ye kase mbabunu omo pa adwuma ye abandoned project no ebi wo ha eye hospital adan ebi wo ha eye school adan ebi wo ha eye housing project ye abandon na nipa ene be ko akwa ye adwuma hospital a ye be fa nurses ye be fa a doctor fo ye be fa a security men ye be fa omo a ombe ye adwuma cooks omo ombe nua aduane ni nasefo ni nyina eye employment ye say employment ni ho have we ye bi say ehun say e cost oman no ahe nhwehwemu kakra maye a medi ekire say afi bia no se ye ja abandoned project to ho a e cost $25 million bisa ho say asoman $25 million no e die ne betumi de aye ama Ghana man sanka over the years NDC MPP abandoned project aboye kabe $25 million a year nka by this time Ghana yendum pempenso bi a obi nso betumi agina ho abone nsema ma say Ghana ye democracy kebi mamin kebi akonanim enti aban bi ba na aban bi betoa so a niema a waye nyina no ono nso toa so but ye de ye hu ne sa empempi no obi apa because one go project any butai esi na ni so nti opeso ye alore kwan a ebe nam wiem ni akase ono nso baaye no watumi aye lore kwan nam wiem hwese yaye factory a typical example Commander Sugar Factory ebetumi afa nipa 7,000 workers bisa won say say political gains we me na me de buy we me na me pese fba mi genti esi ho na adani white elephant. Are we trying to develop the nation or we are trying to develop our political parties?
Let my bim na bisa ye can abandon projects so na ya nye nhwehwemu a ya na are we being fair to aban na ya na obe take over. For instance, sɛ project bi ɛwɔ hɔ na aban na ɔwɔ hɔ no kɔgye bosia ebia project no yɛ estimate na ɛsɛ ɛbɛkɔ so $100,000 enti aban na kɔgye bosia $100,000 wa source out ebia 90% of the funds 90% no ka wɔsɛ etimi wie bia bɛ 95% of the work ebia wo bɛba no na with the 90% funds na wa source no aka just 10% funds aka no na project no bɛyɛ assessment na ɛwɔ bɛ bia bɛ 40% na what it means is say 10% sika na aka no entimi mfa wo nduru bɛ 50% impo then what it means is that you have to then find a means to get money to then continue with the project which I feel na wo kwa hwehwe bosia ansa na wako parliament akɔgye approve and all that so wonye hwehwemu susu a obey na mbehu state a we na drew any fans aka I'm simply saying say yanye sa hwehwemu no enyina na ye kan say aban ba ya no abandon project about we be fair to the system.
Thank you. Lawyer me pacho before aban foforo beba no see efre bibi transition team. Transition team no bibia waye aban dada na ye bia no foforo na ba ye the mom anamebo.
Yeah, they hand over notes.
They hand over the note. Who hand you over the note now the mom must it take you 4 years to do investigation?
Well,
it's a case abandoned project. You for yourself say project we die adawo ache project no etumi dawa to extend say adane kwaye ema se wo kase wo san akọ biem a wo be say sika bia emu odu me question ni say aban bia ba o si Mercy schools Mercy hospital adan hospital adan schools yi a obesi nso ebi o ha de oba na ansa wo ba no wa hya ase sika yi a wo ba be use yi wo ko bobosi a wo de Ghana din enye wo political party din nti nka wako na wo nsa ka bosi abi no wo ba e de ne si wo kwan se fatwa so wo de to aso a enye Ghana dia se Ghana ye nyina ye dia nti me problem ni se wo bobosi bi na betumi a complete hospital bi ama timamufuo bi o area wie na Ghana fo nyina hu se wo baaye no abandon project wo to aso a wo begina ho se yentoma wa obi enu ane wo asem but the problem ni se wo ba wo so wo nso kwa kwahye wo de ase wo hye wo de ase anu untumi wie na wo se gya to ho nti wo gya to ho no e ka na wo boy hwe se in fact hu ba ku hwe se ye wo district hospitals ni hia ni se ye betretre mu anameboa wo tre mu a se eye efom dan a wo betumi asisi na aprosan na accommodate nipa bebe wo si dabi ebia meme de me pese me ye new ones obi ansi wo ho kwan but ye mbi se ho se sika na wo de kwakwahye new ones ni mu no old ones na e wo ho no wo di tre mu a enka ye nkwa ye nim na ye wie afi ho then we move on to another level but essence ye pese political gain rather than say Ghana ebekọ nanim no ye say mejai hospital me kwa kosi hospital bi na wabubu a whole hospital asi ho wabubu ni nyina say me ba besi 2 years yensi ye the second year no ye bete ye say o me kwa kosi hospitals me wan wabu ba ko egu ho no ma won hyase ye then what are we doing to ourselves as a nation? Okay. Eye kaya na egusu bo ujuri ye no wasi nkrofo mo ye adwuma ho hospitals no mo ye adwuma ho what the pressure akogu another hospital meanwhile sa hospital no kra no as we speak na esanka ye trem sa hospital no as we speak former president ebi estars ye no oye foundation bi du baby enso yentumi anwie enso say pressure kwa akogu om so abandon project eye bibia ha me yi nti say president bi ba no wantumi an tackle abandon project we should hold that president accountable for causing financial loss to the state.
Okay. But that's member on Chamber. In fact, if you look at our directive principles of state policy, it is in there. you need to add in say
Na-
there should be
me
as much
final
as
way,
possible
me final
continuity
way,
of
me final way. Me person me the count say. For me, I think say we should scrap these manifesto books and manifesto promises,
Okay.
and go strictly to national developmental agenda.
Okay.
If we have 50 years developmental agenda for Ghana, obia nam sa le nimu. So when you come and you give us promises, we will not even deal with that.
Okay.
Promises are giving us headache.
Okay.
It is these promises that are giving us this headache and pressure on us. As a wako hu oba bi a opese oware no. Na oba no wa hu se boga bi nsu gina baabi. Na obi nsu wo hono ma unya ka one ne betwi abomu adi. Na boga yi ba no hwe boga yi ne na no raps ne na sefo ase boga yi o de cash beba nti sade a ma mintwa bode ene abomu boy imbo. Kofa boga no 1 year second year na fe de cash ni nyina aba fom. Na fe ayo zantan na to ho. Na danu adwendwen. Uda wontumi nna. Eno na ato yen Ghana.
Boga de asembeba make okelo lawyer wana me na dwenche we de I ya brinya yem kra na ya book ya brinya 99 days na gege na ushe book na chi ana ukra o she ne trabi belt kase bi na ukra ombo the tape trident tape bi cassette na pubo bi na from on Ghana from Nigeria no ya brenya the assembly. Okay, this issue about Mohammed, thank you to
yes, topic you know I'm saying nyako COVID in Dubai. COVID in Dubai. Yes. President Mahama, thank you to a political strategy. You have to buy with the second or court and na order amount for us. Kakra motomano. If you say it was just an avenue for him to talk to his people, say me wo mesamba. But adia me who yen say abana was only jan and money setting agenda. Or copeno akotu bia to then you have to come and respond. The Asiu size was starting campaign no preko. And no bomb modern so Ashanti region in focus. She baby okoye. Okoye dra. Call Swami, post office, magazine ho. Say on call for ho support no Breman. And then as one say. So Tia Ubisa say baby the aesthetics baby you're quite deep poor ba. I don't know one call 100. So when I quite so. Nti uhu also ne ho de nti within indisi mu ankasa kra no oba amanfo hu say eno na ma amanfo de prepare a yes Dr. Komedu for unity am and no cry me hu say the campaign team be kra aba out I don't know how yeah but you pictures no amanfo positions we come hu do so nti just setting the tone for his comeback in the NDC. Say, omo primaries for presidential elections. Obesa understand it. That's what he's doing. Now, when it comes to Nemo, near Ashanti region, 40%. I think that is overambitious. Okay, from 1996, NDC near 32%, 32.1%. So, if you look in a 20 column, and then it's plus or minus 3. The last election, you know. When you're 26, 2016, when you're 23. So statistically, you can say free now we jump to 40. It is not realistic. Trust me. But a bold talk. What do I do? You know, I grown up any form. 2020 election, Eastern region, 50-50, a chimpe. But you could be as you who they see, Ashanti region. I can say 30. Maybe I can say 30. More than 30, but I jump to 40. I don't think so, but it's good talk. A shot and call phone crying. So you're still a party, no home. You're hoarding into Muniachi. That is all that there is. Apart from that, but to me, my mind and idea, NDC getting 40% in Ashanti region is not realistic. They can't get it actually. No, I don't know what magic and gymnastics that you do are way to be 40% in Ashanti region. President, it is so maybe it is all I say Ashanti region would they go to cry here, homun you are here, homun so. And I don't know what has changed drastically. I bet my amount for second year. But incidentally, so and this is what can be kagetia. As if Ashanti region no any kagetia. Yeah, you took the wind out of my sail because now you just a year can hospital yeah in no. If free baby, and I'm on Gasa mobile motor so full lines. So full lines on na ho. Man, go for watch room, mom cushion and quite so as you boy. Mom for watch room powers I find so. Why had you more? So full I want to us. So it's a gang of four. It's an interchange and the half in a or Muguso or Moya can be. So inti only animal kaya no so say you so buy no ni me why anye fine MPP so e bi wo ha o man je say na ya wo kan say o bi o mo hwehwem no this one so point say bia na hwehwem no so e che na e risk go enye ndi sin MPP nko a o ko confirm no chia maternity block a champion time you see akwa say o me see so mubu no mo certain for kra ya say sika nti that say system of government is a continuum no must be giving effect say ye di ye adwuma directive principle of state policy now say give effect to it yes and ye mre ni mu nko a na obi ya de ba ye toa so na ye gya me na me ye we una ye kra nya osika bosi akwaje ya ye nyina ye etua sika ye cha Ghana fo ye nyina ye betua bi president Atamils na ye ade tama ye N1 we ya omo be commission ye of president ko form ane bai be gina ho eno na o se na nya se me na maye we no as if say wodu botum sika na ye nya na botum sika.
Okay. Lawyer Brenya Messiah ba oho bim. Lawyer, good evening to you. In fact, John Mahama and his NDC always hide behind infrastructure to loot and share the taxpayers' money among themselves. So Kobe should not hit his chest about infrastructure in Ashanti region. Is it not the same person who said NDC will get 1.5 million votes from Ashanti region in 2020 elections? If he doesn't have anything to say, he should spare us our ears. Stephen from Asqua Junction. Okay, Honorable Katie Amon constituency. Lawyer, thank you. As look as 1.5 million Ashanti 2020 elections. Okay.
But we can say you
35-40%. Oh, okay. Okay, so this one says, good evening to you, lawyer. A chat from mom from says, from the way the NDC man is talking, you could see that they are discouraging their opponents from continuing their abandoned projects, which always lead to causing financial loss to the state. May God help our dear country. The person who doesn't have any experience was appointed at high office by then was Samuel Kujeto Abrakwa in the time of former President Atamils. Nana Kwame again from Kwadaso in Ashanti region. Now let me try WhatsApp messages kakra, then I'll come back to the studio. Now this one says appointment of MDC is not do or die matter from Ken Kumase. He also says it's not do or die matter. Lawyer, a song was sung for the 2020 census. Beka nipa ama yenya enkoso, but it appears the census is over. People are still complaining of poor and death trap roads, economic hardship, bad water, dilapidated school infrastructure, electricity, hospitals, and the rest. Were we deceived? I thought per the song, the census was coming to solve the unfortunate problems of Ghana and help the ordinary Ghanaian to be able to buy common food in our land. Daniel Ajay Ekweasu sends us this message. Now, this one says, good evening to you, lawyer. Why do you allow the NDC man to divert the topic? MPP have not abandoned any project. Let them understand. Alex Adabo sends us this message. Now, this one says, okay, cocoa season. We'll look at cocoa season later. But this one says, lawyer, good evening to you. Please, what is the main motive of the list? What is the main motive of the list of MMDC still waiting? This is the first time in history President and the citizenry are waiting for you. Mr. President, the citizens are waiting for you. We are waiting. Tomorrow is just the corner. The list will come tomorrow. Greetings to Honorable Catherine. Okay, you've sent this message before. Lord, good evening to you. Nanado and MPP should know that the kind of MMGCs he appoints today will definitely determine the future of the party 2024. Che Bafo Ayamfuri sends this one. He says, lawyer, please give me the recommendation of the DCE for Upper Dentra West. Che, okay, I will endeavor to do that for you. This one says, lawyer, thank you. Of late, you don't bring... well, Sampine. I've said Sampine was at the program last week. Okay, and today he is in Kumasi. Of course, Sunday is going to be a special day for him, so he will have to be in Kumasi. I'm sure you understand. Okay, so let me quickly finish out with this one and come back to the studio. Okay, he says Hassan Watra does not deserve to lead the delegation to Guinea. He has no clean hands. Ajete Richard, as Okori says this. He sends us this message, and this one says, "Hello, good evening to you. I am from Fija Kwabre South. I'm beginning Nana. Okay, I'm begging Nana that the district need Richard Apia Kubi. Okay. Okay, that's the message. Now this one says, hi, please, I am Frank Ahafo and Kasiem in I have Asutifi South. I have problem to share with you concerning our problems in our community. Okay, you have not shared the problem. I don't seem to see where the problem is. Let me know. Pristia Hunivali MCE Ebenezer from Aboso. Okay, let me go check. But I've told you the recommendation is not the same as the list. The recommended list is not the same as the list that is going to come out tomorrow. Good evening to you, lawyer. I'm Kwabino Wusu of Fija Kwabre South, and I humbly plead with President Anado to change our DCE for us. There's actually stagnant development as well as poor nature of our roads. Both our DCE, Miss Dr. Adupoku, and MP Oreku Edunis, great work. Kessben, thank you for your message. Please, may I know whereabouts of Kusibuafo? I've told you. Somebody sent a message. I said Kusibuafo is very well. You will soon see him and hear him. Good evening to you, lawyer. What does the committee say about Upper Dentra East? I am Obuobi Simon from Dunkwa on Ofin. Okay, quickly I'll go there and then see what is in there. Now this one says, okay. Oh. Okay. Now, Sami Jamfi will get the NDC man. He will change his thoughts from tomorrow. Why was Samija get him? He's here speaking his mind. People are mischief. Baroski as a said, Lord, thank you. I don't last the match awaited. This is how there's will be out tomorrow. I've read this somewhere. African leaders are greedy. Greetings to Abronya DC, Mr. Samuel Pine, and Honorable Ofori Amanfo, Assembly Member of Agona Bedomase. I am a Muzu inside Agona Bedomase. Okay, thank you for your message. Oh, we have just 7 minutes to end the show. So I'll go back to studio and I'll give you my final opportunity to state your final words before we end the program. Make sure I say through others one. Finally, I can so, okay. So let's say we have 6 minutes. You have 3. If I give you all the 6 minutes, I won't have time to sign off. So I'll try 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. But that's one. Let's go.
For me, final comments. They say, I think say no, maybe later on. Say more invite me back to studio be more. I think say
of course we'll have time.
It has to do with our constitution.
Okay.
Honestly, your constitution, we need to do a lot. If not, we have to do total overhauling of our constitution. It is giving too much powers to our leaders, and our leaders are disappointing us. In fact, when they go for negotiations, they negotiate for themselves. Our leaders negotiate for themselves, and it is not helping the ordinary citizen. And it is about time we say no to some of these things. In fact, sometimes I blame our leaders. They hide behind the constitution and say constitution is an eka. Adie bi ohona hu se betumi akunipa no wagina constitution aka say oh constitution ne kind na sometimes you betumi the constitution na ye adwuma all right, but you betumi years in chain. Say fa ka infini aka betumi abo osi o me fa ho na ka ne mbo me say de be amenya insurance that be yenya ne sa. Okay. It's a constitution, no. It is something.
I will see any. Maybe that's it. I mean, call Kobe, your final words this evening.
Me final word na person catch and first one become my NDC. Yen Kono. Yana yepije Kono isi o me Kono koneni. Nti ene se position bi be ka wonsa na efi wonsa e adwebra wo. Across a government office. If you are better, Etchumuko as an Ibinu by Ibinu Manko Ibinu to me. And she said, oh, yeah, Sebio, we are communication director before, and I said, we are national organizer before, and I will be, and then they will know Bima, and just say he was in chain. Oh, wait, you know, so we pay you to near Queen. If you are still maintain the old team, and can then make Kobe mean to my chance to be. Nti unfortunately will be an alternative will be sa na yekoye ni nti ya odie na e wo yempanyifo bi mu NDC ko mu obi anyi fili mu na enka ehumbo na enbie the party no party get stronger.
But that's it was said. Minko lawyer will have the final say. Lawyer.
Yeah, Mr. Make you make catch my move for especially MPP foot soldiers. Yet to say it be more agitated because of a supposed list of moon. Say, a strong mama who has in prevail, mama, I dream pa. Now, your mobi MC and DC, yes, one best of mine. Younger said, your bubbles can be a to a befana teacher manco for politicians and I'm a banisa, but Chana here, a mui, until the doves in our parties in the mono, in Timu Hoxon. Now, yeah, we are watching any money. Now, I say now, near some more train question more until. Yen kanche nko for no na adwobre omuma asomdwe emra omanum.
But considering the fact say director of communications said that press statements and in some too we are urging the supporters of the party say president in his wisdom listen about Bonti and Crawford taking in good faith. Na omofa nye juma na even before official list beba Bonti o agitation ni we ya ekoso afoso ama opanya ono oye eyi ewo hakra no wabeyi he had to issue a statement and all that. What's happening? Mohammed Niaje so wow, mayor of Accra. He's forced now to come out with a statement dissociating himself, urging the youth to stay calm and all that. And not there alone. Chiripone in so and you brain police for no have to go there. So now they have to deploy military police to go and protect NPP officers or other regions.
Why? Because really, we heard statement Honorable Niaje so where show ya. It means some more agitated. No, they are crying more than they breathed. More now, more tear train no more yeah to trust them. Or not taking a coup. So why did be? Mooning baby, I didn't be cool. No, and yet sabi MC no, and yet ni fear kunya. No, no, kwani dear a ye. Obi ba no corner for fraba. Or say tears, yes, sir. Ni just say tinchran or say say nipa we ni man one man dia obi a ntumi ni no enye na me feel say samre nya sa we am be na best sanema to trust am be na sanema police for no nya yuma but mo
thank you
mo obi an kohwe nko tutu say dey see adwura no yesre am yi for no so security agencies no etuotuo no yesre omo ye hwe nkofo bibre dodo ye ma crowd control no professionalism embrem.
Okay. Okay. So soon. 3 solid hours of discussion on democracy on Kessben television and on radio. You better lawyer Dominic Brina Ochre Asipa Nyumbre. Yebeda Desmond Chumasi into Asipa Nyumbre. Na da Kobi Mensa Asipa. Onso so a wode we fidie to ha wo hwe yeda Asipa Nyumbre. Wa wo hye jumadi a yede bremo eda wo nyina se. Nyankopon nya adom ne ati nkwam ochena by the close of the day. Na yehu ye MMDC is. Good evening to you, Mr. Samuel Pine, a.k.a. Sam Pine. I wish you all the best. Hope to see you tomorrow. Meeting at the Ohene Gyan and Makramo. Now what you said, Nyankopon ya duma. The best science sumo. Our democracy chumadi eso. Enjoy the beer today, because there will certainly be no beer in heaven. So let's enjoy all the beer this evening before tomorrow.